Let me know if you can hear me. I see a lot of queens in the chat. Queens. I see king in the chat. Give me some bells. Give me some love. Let me know. Let me know that you can hear, sister. Thank you, Love is Fair. All right. I see you, Boom Boom. Thank you. All right, let's go.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Love in this light. Here's God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
Peace, world, peace. Welcome back. I am Goddess Dawn, live from LA this Saturday, November 6th, baby. Yes, it's Saturday night, y'all. I'm ringing my bell. I'm happy. I'm blessed. So blessed to be here tonight. We got Boom Boom here. I've seen you post a couple people you've lost recently. My condolences, prayers up to you and the families. And just more testament to the fact that life is not promised minute to minute, you know. But yeah, I don't know if y'all can hear the quinceañera in the background. But yeah, that's happening. Been happening all dang day. But you know, congrats to them. Life is to be celebrated. Yep, no doubt, baby. Whew, I'm blessed to be breathing, you know. Let me take a deep breath right now, as a matter of fact. I tend to get anxious when I'm live. I don't like no dead air. I just want to keep the conversation going because I know for me, my time is precious. I know sometimes, like today, I was cleaning earlier and I put on somebody on YouTube in my ear, my AirPod, you know, and there was like this dead silence for like, I had forgot I was listening. Then when they popped back on, I was like scared because I forgot I was even listening to somebody. I don't like that because I like to, I don't know, dead air. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I'm learning to take some breaths, be a little more patient with myself. I have a lot of patience with everybody else but myself. You know, let's see who's here in the chat. Let me go scrolling up here. Okay, the queens are here. Miss Della, Beautiful Spirit, Ashanti Dawson. Yes. Wild Wayne is here. Thank you for showing up. You've been missed. Our warrior brother. You lead us here. Yes. You've been missed too. Yeah, I know, huh? When I was coming for that trial, when I was coming for that ass every day, everybody was showing up, but we were all on a mission, you know, and I get it. It was a lot. If I honestly didn't, I don't feel like I have to be here, but then, you know, I do feel an obligation a bit to the channel and also to my members. I haven't forgot about y'all. The whole Aaliyah book is back there. There are some readings, some tarot readings, Joycelyn being one. Speaking of, thank you, Beautiful Spirit, for sending me the story. There was a press conference, the Savages. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Let me keep scrolling here. I think we're Chrissy Power. Yes. Yeah, we on Light Crew. It's late night. It's 9:43 here, so you know, after midnight for y'all on the east and elsewhere. Isha Stockton, yes. Welcome back. So y'all see this thumbnail, yeah? I don't know if you know who that is in the middle, but she is the White House Deputy Press Secretary, I believe is her title. There were some press conferences that happened from the White House about this whole vaccine and the mandate. They're being sued. I want to talk about that. Yeah, I was talking about how life is precious, you guys, and we should really be thankful and mindful of how blessed we are all day, every day. Yes. Join me for more reminders of how blessed you are and how magical you are, how powerful you are from within. Tomorrow, a shot of love. Yep. It's been a whole year. Shot of loves, by the way. I'm celebrating that. I didn't even realize it, but October 6th. Yep. Was a 1-year anniversary of a shot of love. So shout out to God. It's all about God. I'm writing the book now, by the way. It should be out in some form by early 2022. Yes, my members will get a free copy because I am doing hard copies, ebooks, the whole nine. I'm so excited and thankful for every opportunity and every successful milestone. And especially, I want those to know, those of you who give a fuck, that I'm not looking to necessarily upgrade and I'm putting that in air quotes, my platform, like with graphics and whatnot. So if you're donating for that effort, just know that that's not what it's going to be used for. But, just let go of the cause, but don't let go of the donations. Information's in the description box. Just saying. If I decide to go full on TV, it probably won't be on YouTube, or at least not on this particular channel. This channel at this point is all tainted with R. Kelly, y'all. So we'll leave that with what it is. Anyway, moving on. What's good? Let me throw the link in the chat. Saturday night. What's going on, people? Some of y'all is Sunday morning. There is the link. There's a whole lot going on as per usual. But what are we talking about tonight? Because we can't talk about everything, unfortunately. I know we could talk about these R. Kelly, these YouTube streets in the R. Kelly sector specifically. Of course, there's always drama there, right? And the BNC, that news channel, is reporting about the appeal effort and the Bonjean and her legal team. So I have video we can check out regarding that and see what their input is in regards to that. But before we go there, we could go. Let's start with the YouTube street stuff, child. Where is Baby Yoda and Beautiful Spirit? I don't know if you're up on it, but this is your segment, Baby Yoda. I'm hearing these streets, some threats were made against Dry Fox. I have some audio. I don't know if I have the audio of the actual threats, but I have her reaction to the threats, which is comedy. I guess she's our comedy relief. Oh, yeah, exactly. Boom, boom. Great minds think alike. I was just saying that. And what about that Sharon Winbush? She's calling the defense team liquor store lawyers, child. We'll get into that, I guess. Yeah, life is precious, Yulita. You know it. Thank you. Oh, hello.
Hello, happy Saturday.
Yes. Happy Sunday to you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's still Saturday night, technically.
Speak for your time zone, sister.
I'm shouting it out. I'm repping. West Coast, baby.
Fall backwards.
Ugh. When is that? This week? Next week?
It's tonight.
It's tonight? It's tonight?
Yes, it's tonight.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, what time is it for real? Do I have my time? I guess it's set automatically. Yeah, we in the new zone. We in the new era now, so I don't got to worry about winding that back. Damn, I missed the whole transition. I'm just so out the loop.
I have to do, alarm clocks, my truck.
Oh, yeah, I got to do my car. I just literally did my car.
The microwave, the oven, the stove.
Yeah, I don't be bothering with that. Not unless I feel like it. Sometimes I will. So, I'm just like, dang, it's Saturday night. It's already November. Shout out to all the Sagittariuses, by the way. Sagittarius season, baby. Got that heat. Boom, boom, join the chat. She said she's in the chat. You mean the panel?
Yes, the panel.
You need the link.
Boom,
the
boom,
link is
sorry.
right there.
I need your update on what's going on with the battle of the YouTube people. I'm sorry. I don't listen to them to know who in the hell fighting who, but I know you do. So come on over and
She got to get on her desktop, child. You call me and you be asking me about certain things, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
and I normally get my information from Boom Boom. I
Well,
am
then why don't
sorry.
you reiterate? That's the whole
Cannot.
point of her coming to tell you. So you
I
could.
cannot get on somebody else's channel and listen to that chaos. I can't do it.
Well, we
I'd
gonna
rather
listen to
stab
something
myself in
tonight.
the arm first. What? I'm coming. He's coming home.
No,
Girls are smart. I can't do it.
these YouTube streets, they filled with negativity, toxicity, jealousy, narcissism, delusion. I mean,
Exactly.
every dark shadow
And we
element
have
that you
you.
want to
We
find
have
is
you.
there.
We have you to teach us how to breathe and not to take in any negativity. So why would I go there? Sorry.
You definitely don't need to go there, child. You
I'm
know,
breathing
people
now.
like me, my son, oh my God, he made me so mad. He gonna get in my car and complain about what I'm listening to. Like, first of all, you don't even know what I'm doing all day. Like, I'm just doing this all day long. Anyway, my thing is sometimes it's okay to have some balance. And for me, listening to some negativity is balance for me because my whole life, I really don't have any. I don't. And it's been a journey. It ain't always been like this. But I honestly, I'm in a sweet spot right now. So I just, sometimes you do want some drama though. We human beings, you want to laugh at people. And that's what we going to do tonight. But so me going over there is not the same, I don't think, as you going over there because you don't need to go over there. So you're doing the right thing. Just saying. Oh, Beautiful Spirit sent me that story. Did you read it? Joycelyn's parents, they had a press conference, it looks like. And they said she's still being controlled. Joycelyn's still being controlled by R. Kelly and his camp. That's the headline.
I saw that. Um also, so let me go back. There is a few YouTubers that I do listen to, and SW is one of them. And I did see that she put it was an old video out of that and I'm pretty sure everybody probably know that one video that him and Joycelyn around shopping in the mall, and all of a sudden TMZ is there to film them looking like they shopping, having the time of their life shopping. Again, I do recall that was staged because the parent after the parents and them was coming out saying they haven't seen their daughters were being controlled, and all of a sudden, boom, this video comes out of him and Joycelyn at the mall hugging and laughing. Um, again, and I'm tired of saying again. He had. I remember what one of the Jane Doe said when she got there. There were already other four girls there. So I'm pretty sure that she's probably thinking the same thing. I heard the rumors that they're supposed to get married. I don't know what's going to happen there. I did also read that she did go visit him at jail. Um, I heard a rumor about them getting married. I don't, I think that if he gets all of these years that they say he's going to get, he should do the right thing and release her. Let her go and live her life. Why in the world would you want to be married to somebody that's in jail for years and you're young? You was in college when you left. Hello.
Oh, I was like, okay, I hear you.
So I mean that's how I feel about that situation. I just feel if she hasn't come home or haven't reached out. I think the last time they saw her is when that time she got arrested, when her and Azriel got into that lovely fight at the Trump Tower. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that one of the police officers let him come in and talk to her. That was it. Otherwise, in that there should be no reason that you should not see your family. your grandparents, your aunts and stuff, things that you normally do. You've always done these things, eating Thanksgiving, Christmas, things that you do with your family. That all of a sudden just be sitting in some place. So I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. So hopefully, you know, the right decision is made.
Didn't she miss her grandmother's funeral too? Something like that.
Yeah, yes. That's what they said. They know that's something that she would never do.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to think. What are we gonna talk about? I guess let's just get old Dry Fox out the way, because I have to air her out. I think she talking about me when she said something here. But she in rare form on her backup channel, y'all. She get on that backup channel and lose her mind. Let me see. I'm gonna have to skip through. She's somebody who does big pauses too. Another person. Them long gaps with silence that I'm like, am I still on? Did she lose internet? What's happening? Okay, let's see.
No, it was not down. It's just me. It's me.
I guess somebody was asking her if she was down because she was playing all kinds of like angry music. What's up, baby girl?
Hello, how you ladies doing? Happy
Good.
Saturday.
Happy Saturday, yes. Lil Red, what's happening? Welcome back. So yeah, I'm just starting to play this audio from old Dry Fox, child.
Okay.
This is from her backup channel, where I guess she's supposed to be able to come over here and lose her religious mind without no kind of consequence or judgment.
Okay.
I guess she started off playing some music she usually don't do. She usually play church music, but on this channel she playing I don't even know who it is, but they talk about, well, we'll hear it a little bit.
Okay.
Sometimes you can't express yourself enough, so you have to find songs that relate to what's going on inside. And sometimes you have to release it through a song. And I found songs that basically is feeling what I've been feeling the last couple of days. Because people see me as the nice person, but inside you have feelings of certain things, and this is my expression.
Hey, Queen Keish.
I have to express myself, and I don't want to, quote, get out of character, but sometimes you have to find the right things to, say.
See what I'm saying? Get your thoughts together, lady.
I don't.
Be forward.
No, wrong.
Oh, somebody says she's suicidal. Is she suicidal?
It's not suicidal. I'm not feeling suicidal. No, wrong. No, 7130 Bourbon Girl. No, there's no suicide. It might be suicidal for someone else, but not suicidal on me. No.
Oh, she crazy.
No.
She's like a child. So that's the type of energy she feeling. Fast forward through that because I want you to hear this something else.
Together and doing things that is right. There's always some damn competition.
Wait, hold on.
I did not invite your ass over here to give me self-righteous bullshit right now. I'm not having.
Child.
I can give a fuck about whether Hollywood next walk with me. Fuck her. I don't give a crap about that toothpick little bitch. I don't care about her. Don't put no shit in my post about, oh, that's why she don't rock with her. Rock with me? Fuck her. Who cares if she rock with me?
Rare 4. Okay.
Hell, what's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Like I give a heck. I can't understand these assholes. Gonna say, oh, that's why Hollywood Next don't rock with you. Fuck her. What? Really? Girl, please, bye. Guys, really. There's some asshole posted on my thing about that's why Next don't rock with me. What?
She gangster on this channel.
The bipolar bitch? Do you think I care if she rocks with me?
Hold on, Boom Boom.
Really? Do you think I care about some bitch that don't show her face on YouTube talking about me? I don't.
Think that's me? I hope that's me.
She wasn't talking all that gangster tough talk when Gorilla popped up on her, ran up on her.
You right about that. Boom Boom, your audio is up on your YouTube.
Dude.
It's up.
Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Miss Boom Boom, we hear you.
It's up too high?
Nope, you're perfect.
Okay. No. Okay. Oh my God. It's been going down in these YouTube streets.
I heard. So wait, so what's up? I heard
when I tell you
it's
been going down.
So somebody was trying to get
it's been going down, honey.
300 for spitting her face and 500 for a punch in the
Well,
face.
let me tell you something.
You listening to 2 audios, ma'am.
That was Debo with that threat. But let me tell you, the only reason why I believe Press confronted Sylvia that day is because Sylvia was really by herself. I don't think she would have done that if Randall would have been with her or anybody, you know. Press is she a big fraud to me.
Are you talking about
Hollywood? She knows right? Sylvia is not the fighting type. So she tried to, that was a low blow right there because she know that Sylvia wasn't going to fight her back. But I don't believe she would have done that if she'd had Randall with her. When she had Randall with her, it was all love.
Yeah, she's
baby, wait a minute, Goddess. This what I wanted to know if y'all heard. All right, y'all know Bozo called himself exposing Sylvia and played a whole recording of Demetria and Sylvia having a conversation. While in the conversation, and this was like probably about a year or 2 ago, Demetrius exposed R. Kelly in the recording. He literally said, and I mean, he was having a heart-to-heart with Sylvia. And so he said, when I was working with him, he said the guys would go and bring these girls back. And I would ask them, man, what are y'all doing? Those girls young as shit. He say, and what they would do, they would run and tell Rob, you know, to make Rob, you know, try to get rid of me because I said, dude, Bozo realized what he's playing? Because I never heard that recording up until yesterday. And he called himself exposing Sylvia, but he only exposed R. Kelly. And so Sylvia said, so what do you mean? And he was like, those girls was young as shit. He said, and I would say something, but they would run back and tell Rob on me. He said to the point, he said when he named the guy that took him out of town, took R. Kelly out of town. He said when he took him out of town and came back, he was never the same. But he exposed in a recording Demetrius saying that he would say, what are y'all doing? Those girls are young as shit. I said, do he realize he's not exposing Sylvia? He's exposing R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Probably not. And that's on. You said Dana said that?
I never hear that recording.
Oh, it's been terrible on the YouTube streets. They didn't put up PPP loans. Not only did they put up the loans, they put up the names, the loan number, the loan size, the loan this.
Who put that out?
Y'all don't make Bozo mad. Because if you make him mad, your whole life is going up on a YouTube screen.
But aren't they all R. Kelly supporters? Aren't they supposed to be on one team?
You would think they claim to be. That's the
he got
flag.
nut jobs for his supporters. They nut jobs, as God is down say, for supporters.
Look,
they
they meet each other at the courthouse to fight. They even got an upcoming fight for Chicago. They are look. Kim said they already got police reports out for the upcoming fights.
They said that Press and Sylvia made a police report because they had received warnings. If they bring that mess out there to Chicago, they gonna get they rear ends handed to them. So they made police reports
in advance.
Yeah, but you know what? The Chicago police not gonna save them. They not gonna be saved.
Anything to avoid talking about the real issues at hand, which is the case, which is the trial, and what the charges are.
That's
Joel Jackson, welcome back. Miss Lee Glimmer, welcome back.
Yeah.
It's not about R. Kelly no more. It's just about them.
Oh, but let them tell it. Look at this. I don't know if y'all saw the new logo, child.
No. What? Lord have mercy. That looked like a snake wrapped around it.
That's what I was saying. She don't even realize whoever did this logo for her.
That's a snake wrapped around a sphere or something. That's what it is.
And it's like the snake cut the head off of the green thing.
Yep.
You see this?
It's light. Yep.
Listen, notice too, her head is cutting off the eye in Infamous and it's showing Famous because that's really her goal.
Yep, Famous Sylvia. That's what she's trying to be. The famous snake that
that's insane.
Did
she realize that looks like that is a snake? I wonder, did she say, I want a snake around whatever that's supposed to be?
I guess that's supposed to be I'm the snake. I am the serpent. I am Lucifer.
Oh shit. We rebuke you.
Right. That was at Pjay. Pjay said
ancestors. Oh, Lord.
Pjay designed that for her.
Oh, child. She got that water back there too, I'm sure.
So she was sounding like that, but you said because someone offered somebody money to punch her.
She got her gaming headphones on. Wait, what? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said she was sounding like that, but you said because someone offered somebody to punch or beat her up or something like that.
Oh, well, let's see. So this was 3 days ago. There's another one before this that she addresses that specifically. However, I guess it was the Boski child. I'm just saying names because like some people don't know who Press is and all that. And I don't, so I guess basically put out live and in a chat. I think he was on Dana's channel. If I'm not mistaken.
Press is Hollywood Next.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. But yeah, so what it was what 300. So he was offering $300 for somebody to spit in her face while she was at that press conference / rally, right? And then 500 to punch her in the face. She said she was at that rally and people were calling her and texting her to be safe and all this stuff. She was trying to figure out what is the problem. And she found out later what the problem was.
Do you know to spit in somebody's face is the worst thing you can do to somebody?
So
Yes, it is.
disrespectful.
The most disgustingest thing, and the way I was raised, somebody ever in life do that, you better, if you don't catch a homicide case, you better damn near have one. You can say, call me all the names you want. We can scrap all day long, but don't spit in my face. You spit on me, I'm sorry to say, it's a whole other person.
It sounded like he had the pricing wrong then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have had the more money on the spit.
Mm.
Well, she said some lady in a van in the parking lot was about to run her over. She said people had to push her out the way.
That's not funny, but that shit
And
funny.
this what I don't understand.
Go on, boom boom.
They all supposed to be fighting for this same pedophile, right?
Yep.
But they all get at the
pedophile.
courthouse. They wait till they don't try to catch each other, a couple days before they get, when they get there, a couple days after, round the corner, they go right to the courthouse where they claim this man is fighting for his life. Bring the police, make it, doing the arrest, and they don't realize that this is all making these people look at R. Kelly. They don't know that these people are doing this because on their own. They thinking that this is what he's sending people to do.
Yep. Because they quick to say R. Kelly told me, and then the fans already been looking at their channels because when they strip searched Dry Hole, she said the man told her, you that YouTuber. And when he told her get her ass in that stall and take everything off, and she was so. Oh my God, this here is
That's
not.
That's why she's infamous, Sylvia. She said that herself.
And guess what? It don't make it no better. It make it believable that R. Kelly has these people doing this because it didn't make it a good look when Doug Anton was fraternizing and canning with the YouTubers. So it do look like R. Kelly told them to do.
Man, they all a part of this cult. Okay, they're all a part of the cult, and they probably don't even realize it. That's how good he is. That's how slick R. Kelly is with it.
Well, how did press?
She probably scared that man into
How did press get a press pass after calling that girl's father, who is a pastor, a bitch?
Right. Honey, that's why
that man a whole pastor called that man. Told her your daughter's a bitch.
A lying bitch. But guess what?
And then got allowed to be in there with a press pass on.
That's why I said the attorneys had something to do with it. The attorneys provided
all that girl father and mother, all she has to do is send them dumb videos of her going in on those babies and let them see that she had a press on. That's another strike against that case. And she was the one who called this a pastor a bitch. And
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said something about her.
Become women of God. I'm gonna hold prayer. I'm talking about press.
Yeah. She been doing that now. Her and
she's in a new chapter in life, y'all. She's in a new phase.
They said they're gonna try to conduct themselves and change the narrative and approach things in a different way, and then they'll come out with the bullshit. But they can't help themselves. They mix it in with the fakeness because none of them believe in God.
I think she got pumped. Her head got pumped up. Somebody told her when she was out there at that courthouse that she was doing this professionally, and she took that and ran with it, and she sidled up to Dennis, and she tried to do the damn thing. And I guess you know what I'm saying, because last time we saw her, she was in a whole relationship or a marriage.
In Chicago.
She's a master manipulator.
Well, yeah, DJ Tyson blew that to pieces, and then she disappeared and came back as a whole press, or whatever y'all call. Oh, that's why y'all call her. I get it now.
She a cattle presser.
I didn't get it. I thought I was thinking hair press.
She a cattle presser, and she lucky ain't nobody gunned her ass down when she running up on people, scaring the hell out of them, because she do look very strong and machinery. I would something like that running up on you. I would instantly had a she don't know who got PSTD, whatever that world terminology is. They would have gunned her ass down.
This another thing that I can't.
That's how she got that press pass, beautiful spirit.
She lucky her father didn't have a shotgun.
I don't understand how the press had Bozo daughter all over YouTube calling her all kinds of dirty bums, and then they're at the trial best of friends.
Right.
Please help me to make that make sense. I don't care if it had been 25 years that I ain't seen you, and you had my child plastered all over YouTube, calling all kinds of dirty bums. Oh, called her everything. I even called Bozo and said, if you don't take this girl down.
It's the same way.
Oh, but they were the best of friends at the courthouse.
How con artists was calling her sis and bros after she said it did what she did with his babies. Because ain't no way in hell you gonna be a sis and a bros. I don't care how many dicks you got between your legs, and you don't talk about my child every way but right on YouTube and everything. There's no way in hell.
Well, that's the whole reason. Well, you know, I ain't really trying to get into that, but you know, that whole situation.
I could have seen you 15 years later, and it would have been on site.
Okay.
It'd have been on site. Oh, they the best of friends now.
Well,
But none of them care about their kids any damn way. That's why they sticking up for a pedophile. They all into kids.
She know how to maneuver her way through these YouTube streets and get what she want. She had to get up under Debo because she wanted to come to Chicago. So she got him where she wanted him at. You know, and she is trust me, when you done had a lot of therapy in your life,
yeah,
and you done been, you know, seeing a lot of psychiatrists, you become the therapist, you become the psychiatrist. You can mimic them word from word, verbatimly. I know I work with kids like that. You be talking to them, you be like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm. That's how that lady.
You start thinking they're evaluating you.
Yeah,
that's how that lady.
All this, my mother was a lawyer. Her mother wasn't no damn lawyer.
That's how Monique is off that reality show. Monique, she goes to therapy and come back and try to diagnose the next chick and repeat what she learned in her session.
Well, I don't know what they call that type of degree.
I used to be a behavioral aide, and I'm telling you,
you over there listening to yourself.
These people on here, that girl, she's a master manipulator. Then she got under choke no joke to get his subscribers. Oh, I went and checked. I went over her channel today. I said, oh, homegirl got a bunch of new people. Look, she don't need these people over here no more. She done maneuvered her way into a whole new day. She got a whole new subscription.
She ain't
all her people
she ain't the only one.
I guess from Choke No Joke and people that was looking for a place to find R. Kelly when she did that press stuff, like she was from the real press and stuff. I ain't see too many people, from the YouTube streets. So she being awfully quiet because she don't want that video to pop up. And them people be like, oh, no. You can hear them old people now. Oh, no.
Oh, shit. Well, like I said, she ain't the only one that got new life in her channel. It's because of the trial. And on top of that, they sidled up to people like Spitfire was over at Kwame's channel. And he got her a whole bunch of new subscribers. Damn Sylvia got in the damn Tribune. You know what I'm saying? So, People, you get it how you get it. Get it how you living, baby. People getting their shots and they gotta take them. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't trying to make ain't nobody trying to make it as no YouTuber. I mean, at least I'm not. I mean, people used to make a good living. I don't know if if it's still the same. They got too much censorship and stuff going on. So,
Oh, they are. Oh, she is. She is.
who is press?
Press.
How so? She making a lot of money off of YouTube. I want to see those receipts.
She's trying to make it in these YouTube streets. Oh, yes. She's trying to make
Chi-Town OG.
She trying her damnness.
What happened to Beautiful Spirit? She done fell off. Well, back to Sylvia, because I was on her ass. I think she was talking about me. I'm going to rewind this a little bit. But she is in rare form on her backup channel. I think Love is Fair. Someone asked what the channel is, and it is called, what is this channel called? It's just, she's so creative, y'all. It's called Other Channel. In parentheses, it has Silly Sil, SILV. Child, but let me see.
Really? Do you think I care about some bitch that don't show her face on YouTube talking about me? I don't care, y'all. That's the problem. I tried to be nice to you guys. Try to walk that little straight down way, but that don't even work. That don't work. That don't work. And these people telling, oh, that's why she don't rock with you. Like I care. Y'all, really? You think I care?
She talking about press.
Use bipolar bitch. All of them.
But she shows her face.
1 minute they like you, next minute you're the worst person on earth.
No, nobody ever liked you, actually.
And they think I'm supposed to care about that just because they throw out a name.
She thinks somebody like her because they used to share information and be, they used to be in cahoots. That don't mean somebody like you. See, that's where she got confused. Press is a finesser. She finesses. That's,
I still eat very well. I eat very well. And y'all could tell I eat very well. I ain't fat for nothing.
You see, that says a lot. See, she has to throw a dig at herself. This poor lady, she has issues. Slow bus Sylvia. Slow bus Sylvia. I mean, I'm gonna have to change her name because I literally think she is slow. I think she is like remedial, y'all. Seriously. A. Miller, Sylvia was talking about HN when she didn't used to show her face. Oh, okay. She been showing her face though. I don't know. That's fine.
And who do we think Sharon Wimbush is talking about?
People in my face, sending me messages, fake ass people. And the only reason why they coming after me because they see I had 10,000 on that channel and they trying to get some notoriety some kind of way because hey, some drama is gonna bring the people over there. That's what they're doing it for. I know, fake. They so damn mad that Choke No Joke saw through the bullshit that they were trying to push on me. He saw the bullshit. He ain't stupid. He's a New Yorker just like me. We are New Yorkers. We could see the bullshit. They try to come around him and act like, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that. I'm so glad that man has a brain to use for himself and see the crap.
My question is, how you New Yorkers and you can see the bullshit when you are the bullshit? You literally are the bullshit. She's bullshit. I'm gonna leave it at that. But this is funny. There's another one too where she is in rare form, child. That backup channel is a hot property. She already got 880 subscribers on there. People like mess. People like mess, huh? Boom boom. Boom boom be on there reading motherfuckers. Dragon. Yeah, Beautiful Spirit is in the chat, y'all. She had to dip out. Okay, so I want to talk about Joycelyn. Let me bring this up. Parents of Joycelyn Savage say she's still being controlled by R. Kelly and his camp. This is Yahoo News. And I guess it's coming from TMZ originally, but it says Savage's mother and father are imploring their daughter, a reported R. Kelly girlfriend, to contact them regarding the death of a family member. And this is dated the 5th, Friday. Timothy and Joycelyn Savage told TMZ that despite Kelly's recent conviction on federal sex crime charges, they are still being blocked from speaking to their daughter by the singer's enablers. This is her in 2019. Quote, Joycelyn, we need to hear from you directly, Joycelyn Savage said to the tabloid show's cameras. Quote, we also always heard from third parties information, and we weren't able to hear from her directly without what I call prison calls, where their calls are scripted. So, and your child, your daughter, and when she's not really being herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, she says, I want to hear from my daughter. Oh, this is Timothy. I want to hear from my daughter. Listen, Robert is locked up. All these enablers need to move aside. He then spoke directly to the camera saying, quote, Joycelyn, I need to see you at Joycelyn. I'm sorry. Damn. Joycelyn, I'm at that funeral. So I guess it says my girls, Nana, Joycelyn, Jalen, and Jory Savage. Joycelyn Nama knows you loved her baby girl. That's really sad. Okay, so Joycelyn Savage's mother recently died from cancer, and the couple says they have been unable to reach her to convey the news. So they haven't talked to her at all, it sounds like, and they've just gotten third-party information. It kind of reminds me of that recent death. What was the girl's name? Baby Yoda. What was the
So they gotta beg their daughter to come to a funeral? Oh my God.
Yeah, they can't even reach her. They don't know they don't know where she is or anything. But remember the story that was just the girl that got killed by her boyfriend when they were traveling in that RV or whatever?
Yes.
Okay,
so remember Brian LaPrairie and Gabby Petito.
Yes. Okay, so remember when she was missing and they couldn't reach her or whatever, and the lawyer came or spoke up, or it was always a third party. That's when you know something is wrong. Something is wrong.
So they haven't heard from her in a while. And
they haven't heard from her. They said even after the verdict, they didn't hear from her directly. It was third party. And I remember y'all, I had told you I was having a special guest. It actually was the attorney. What's his name? I hope he's not listening. Griggs. He said he's coming on, but I always forget.
He might have got a ship to one of them third world countries where they prostituting her out.
She might be in Dubai. But he said he's coming on, but I keep forgetting to tell him ahead of time because he's noticed. So I'm gonna try to remember to do that so we can hear from him. But this is not nothing to be. This is not nothing to play with because I don't know. She's just been lost in the eyes to me for quite some time. Even when we were seeing her do those little fake press conferences and whatnot. And I'm trying to find out who at TMZ is the link between her and R. Kelly and the public, because TMZ seems to always be in the middle of this.
I think they get called. I think somebody.
Yeah, but remember somebody said they had a friend over there. One of his people said that at one point. I'm just saying, like, they shouldn't be given no. Well, the parents need the platform for sure.
First of all, who gives up on their grandparents?
I hear us talking in your background, but nobody who is normal is not going to respond when their grandparent passes away. And especially with the family structure that they had before R. Kelly came into the pictures, looked like they were pretty tight knit family. I know on my Instagram page, I have a video when they had her on the phone. It was like they had her on a speakerphone at the lawyer's office. I think somebody else had passed at that time. I don't know if it was another grandmother, but they were telling her, they knew she was not being herself, like she was being
that was her grandfather had passed.
Her
grandfather passed first.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't come to that funeral. What man that claims he loved you are gonna deny you from your grandfather's funeral?
Mm-mm. That's just self-protecting himself. That's all that is. And that's what he does. He's been doing this. That's crazy. Because, you know, she is a link to, she could have, I mean, look, he was already sunk. We didn't even need Joycelyn to testify.
You know, Joycelyn a little delayed. And that's what I fought the Savages for. The only thing I fought them for is because Joycelyn needed some type of psychiatric help coming up. Because you can see that she's a little delayed. And that's why she was an easy pick for him.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, is she delayed? She was in college. She seemed normal. I just feel like she's under his spell. This is what happens when you're a cult member. He is a cult leader. Can we
a lot of people that's in college? You got a lot of delayed people that suffers with disorders are in college.
I mean, I don't know because college is not really for the slow. You can't survive, you can't thrive in college.
That's why that is why he did not let her speak on that Gayle King show. He said all you is to do is rub Azriel's back and nod your head. That's all I need you to do. Don't you open your mouth.
But that's what I'm saying. It's more like she's in a trance to me. I don't see her as I don't know. I just see her as more that she's lost. She's not there. You know what I'm saying? Her voice, maybe she didn't have a voice. Maybe she's more passive because Azriel has a lot of fire, right?
Exactly.
So I don't know if, you know, all I'm saying is it could be other things rather than slow because Sylvia is slow. That's slow, but Sylvia. But let's see. Queen Key, didn't all the enablers testify against him? They went back to enable him because they're in a cult. They're in a cult. Can we say it together? They are in a cult. These people are a part of the cult. Even these YouTubers. This one, she's a cult member. She's in a cult. Okay? You're in a cult, lady. And you're a snake. You know you're a snake. Look what she did. She gave herself a whole background with a snake on it. And she's famous Sylvia now. No longer infamous. Unbelievable. Okay, let me read some more of this. It says, last year, after Joycelyn Savage and Azriel Clary, Kelly's former girlfriend, got into a fight, when Clary moved out of his condo, Joycelyn was charged with battery. After her court appearance, her mother... Oh, shit. I'll mute you. She scared the shit out of me. After her court appearance, her mother attempted to speak to her outside the courthouse, but was rebuffed. And that was so sad. That was so sad to see that happen. And the way those people were out there pushing and shoving, and it was just a debacle. And then she got into the car with an enabler, and that was the last we saw of her. It says she was very erratic and she was very, very emotional. And I'm like, you know, I've spent 5 years with you. Do you know who it is you're taking your anger out on, said Clary. When I saw how vicious and she didn't even look herself, I was like, this is how I used to look. This is so humiliating. This is really how I used to look. That was my wake-up call that day when I went back to Trump Towers and we got into a physical altercation. She thinks the passage of time will help Joycelyn become convinced to leave Kelly's camp. And see, that would be the case if he didn't have somebody or somebodies on her with her constantly, keeping her. You know what I'm saying? He's probably spending any energy he can, making sure she knows that he's got eyes on her himself. It says, I feel like time will help. Clary said, me and Joy, we've had a lot of very womanly conversations, and we had that privilege when he was in jail. It was a beautiful thing, and she had expressed to me a lot of things that she wasn't happy with, and I had expressed to her a lot of things that I wasn't happy with. I know that she already knows that this isn't healthy. It's really just a matter of time when she wants to put herself first, because that's really all it boiled down to for me. I just had to put myself first. Yeah. Shout out to Asriel Clary. That actually says a lot, because that even makes it more scary to me, because if she was really coming into light on some things, and Asriel already blew up his spot, of course he's gonna kick, scream, and claw to keep Joycelyn, meaning in his cult-like way, not literally physically, but he's a manipulator.
I agree.
It's so sad. Let's see. Queen, she could not be well or alive, as far as they know. Exactly. He was always threatening to talk about bodies. This is how, bodies come up missing, and you know how he was threatening people. Yeah, the FBI definitely needs to keep tabs on her, get some eyes on her. Kelly needs that money. There's nothing they can do, well-being check or anything. They can see her face to face. Well, she's an adult, and I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that's
It seems to
true.
me if they're trying to reach out to her because her grandmother passed away and she's not responding, that's something ain't right. That's just something not right.
You don't, like I said, if you are a close-knit family,
Hey,
you
JC.
you do not just stop or abruptly seeing your family. And you don't. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to Angelo for a second. Because like we said, I think Boom Boom said it too, that Angelo is a businessman. He probably saw opportunity. Hey, let me get some business, or let me see if I can get him to, maybe invest in some of my business. That's also a way of being close to your child. The reason why he was probably rejected, and probably others, because no one, for what was going on in that household, no parent is going to, he's not going to let you see your child. You're not going to see your child. How are you going to be able to wear baggy clothes, gotta ask permission to eat and sleep, and then, oh, by the way, my father's out in the driveway? That's not going to happen. He was not going to allow that. And again, for listening, going back to these people who saying, they got a career or wanted to do careers, no one had a career. Well, Aaliyah, and like I said, if it probably was for Barry Hankerson, she probably would have been enough. She probably would have just been wanted. Well, she was a victim, but again, he branched off her career. So I don't, that I think, like I said, you just, and going back to um the young lady you had on there, Lisa Martinez, she said that, remember the interview? She said he kept saying, "You don't love me. You prefer to be with your friends. You gotta make a decision whether it's gonna be your friends or me." It's like he cut you off from all your family. Okay, you can be in the rich. So again, I'm going back to the interview again with Gail King. You said in the interview, and I'm talking about Asriel, when you got there, he had already had 4 other girlfriends. So your goal was to try to fit in, to try to fit in. So you are admitting that you're going into a relationship where there's multiple women that's already involved in the first place, and then again these rules and regulations. Why? Again, no one goes into a relationship to be abused. He's going to have to take some accountability. All of these people are that line. And again, even the John Does. So I wish, even reading the transcripts, but just to see the expression on his face when that John Doe said how he crawled on his knees and unzipping his pants. They didn't debunk that. They didn't debunk that at all. They didn't debunk a girl crawling from underneath the
Boxing ring.
And again, you say you guilty. So hold on. You say you're not guilty. However, all this stuff comes out now is a sex addiction. Hey, I said it. It's a sex addiction. And then now it's a playboy lifestyle that this is what you, that's not what you do. You have other people got multiple girlfriends, or maybe somebody got multiple boyfriends. No one goes into a relationship to be abused. And I'm sorry. I don't care how much money it is. And again, it's not triple X, so this is going back to listening to other YouTubers, consensual adults that prefer to go into triple X.
Yeah, they call it BDSM, and they're equivalent to 50
I doubt
Shades
that
of Grey.
very seriously.
Yeah, this ain't no 50 damn 50 Shades of Grey.
And feces.
That's disgusting.
I'm done.
Look, going back to what you were saying about R. Kelly and trying to keep people isolated, I mean, a lot of that has to do with his insecurities as a man. Like, he's clearly super insecure, and he can't compete. He feels like he has to compete with everybody. And I think back to these YouTube streets, that's what's going on too. People are competing against each other, or they think they are, for R. Kelly. It's like they're trying to vie for his attention and his love and approval. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he was pulling their strings too.
But do you honestly, but let's just say he walked out the door. Let's say he did walk out. I'm coming home, guys. They say he did walk out the door.
He gonna get shot.
Think that he choke and all these other people will be at R. Kelly at the Trump Tower?
He is definitely not gonna be celebrating nothing with these people. And he ain't getting out either. So, but can you imagine, like like Bill Cosby when he got let out? That was a little bit of a shock because I wasn't following that trial. Maybe the people who were following the trial maybe knew he was coming out or could have been coming out, but I had no idea. So I was shocked. I would definitely be shocked if R. Kelly all of a sudden they reporting in the morning he's home, child.
Well, that as we all know, that Bill Cosby case was totally different. Bill Cosby admitted to what he did, and then they pulled a flam on him because they said, "Go ahead and admit to what you did."
Exactly, and Bill Cosby case.
No, go ahead, boom boom. Go ahead.
Bill Cosby case was a technicality. Bill Cosby case was a technicality, meaning that he had already pled guilty or whatever. It's just the deal that he took was not supposed to have any prison time served. But when they changed state's attorney, the other attorney chooses to ignore what was the plea that he took. And they thinking by using Bill Cosby lawyers and this, that, and the third, that this is a whole different case.
Just a whole different
case. This is a case that includes minors. I mean, man, do you know how those people are looking at these ladies coming in there? This child was 17 years old. Her mind wasn't even fully developed to even know what she was getting herself into. When you have a judge set on a panel and hear a 19-year-old girl whose mother and father worked all their hard-earned earnings went into sending her to college, and to have him take her from college to sit in a daggone studio to become nothing. Are you serious? They are looking at this shit as if this dead child. No, and the bloggers, I don't even see how they can't even see this. I wish every man take my 19-year-old out of college to sit and become nothing but a sex slave.
Yeah, because even the Savages said it was on camera on the college campus of the SUV picking her up when she was taken from the campus.
Remember that one video? Oh, you can ready to play a video. Go for it.
Well, this is the video about Bonjean and the R. Kelly appeal effort or whatever. This is the first time they addressed this, I think, but this is on this was yesterday on BNC, since we were talking about the appeal stuff. But I wanted to about Joycelyn, what you were saying about her getting picked up or whatever by him and whatnot. See, this is where I think as he got older, he realized 19 publicly he could do 19 and up, but he was still doing like, because Azrael was 17 in Florida, which was illegal.
Yeah.
Well, she came after, right after Joycelyn. So my point, I guess, I'm just saying that he tried to get slick with it, but she was already adult, so they couldn't do anything. I don't know. I'm surprised they got that camera. I don't know how that camera footage came about. Where did that information come from?
I remember the Savages did an interview on one of those talk shows, and they said that when her roommate had said that she left the phone and her roommate got cleaned out, that it showed, I guess, when her parents, Joy parents, went to the college, that they went over the surveillance, it showed that a black SUV did pick her up, like, you know, and she left the cell phone. The cell phone was in the trash can that she had, the normal cell phone, I guess, that she owned. And was in the trash
imagine going to your daughter's college because and looking for her because she gone. She done disappeared on y'all. Not a word. Not a word. That's not normal.
No, it's not. It's not normal.
And they think that this is cool.
And I mean, she hasn't spoken to nobody in the family.
That's my thing too. They say everybody lying, everybody's this, everybody's that, when he's the worst one of them all.
Yep.
He's treacherous. He showed that even in the transcripts when they were talking about, I mean, not in the transcript, then the trial itself, when it came up that he caused infighting with the girls because he didn't like something about, was it the twerk contest or whatever was going on?
Yeah, didn't like it said he also got upset that they were laughing and like having too much conversation. Like she was getting along with her family too much. You enjoying your family too much.
All right.
God is done. God is done. I could not imagine not speaking to my 31-year-old for 2 days, much less my 19-year-old for five and 4 years. Are you serious?
Yeah. And that's called abandonment. You know, there's a thing where adult children abandon their families, and there is a whole community of parents who commiserate together because it's something that is heartbreaking when
and
your child abandons you.
Whoever this third party handler is that contacted, you know, from what Gerald Griggs said over a month ago, they talked to a handler, and they didn't physically talk to Joycelyn herself. They talked to a handler and to try to reach out to her. Now all of a sudden that handling the drop communication, that's the reason for the press conference. They don't even know. Like, I mean, this is strange to me. This is so concerning. I just can't speak on it enough.
That's what I was getting to when I was talking about child abandoning their family. Because like I said, it's a thing, right? Because there are different reasons why adult children disappear on their families. Because a lot of times the family, they've been beefing. Or, you know, they don't agree with the lifestyle. Maybe they're gay. You know, I don't know. There's different things. But to have a situation where this quote unquote superstar this celebrity has his hands and everything else all over it, all over the situation.
Yeah.
And you know it's him. You know that
Yeah.
there's nothing you could do because she's an adult technically. And
I
there's
mean,
nothing saying that he's literally, he's not doing anything that they know of illegal with her.
and that's why I say I think attorneys are involved in doing dirty work. I believe that so heartily, and I believe they play a big hand
You
in this.
never know. Illuminati may
Yeah.
have made a deal with him and say, look,
Yeah.
give us Joycelyn
Yeah.
and let us
because
do
he
what
won't
we
even
want to do
talk
with
to
her, and we
friends.
can kind of make it that you don't get, 100 years in jail. You never know.
She could have been a sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, she won't even talk. She
I
hasn't
hate to say
talked
that.
to nobody, not even a friend, a family, a uncle, a cousin. I mean, nobody. Not even to sneak and call or text somebody.
Not
Nope.
even her best friend.
No, nobody won't talk. Won't even. I mean, just no for years.
You remember what
This-
Adrielle said when
She
she
had
sent the text
19
to one
years
of her
of memory.
friends how she got beat?
Yep. But she had 19 years of memory of her family and friends. That's almost 20 years. So it's not like she got taken away at 3, 4 years old and she vaguely remembered people. This young lady, I like you never had a moment where you missed your mother or your sister or somebody and you wanted to hear their voice again. I don't know. No social media. This girl ain't even, I'm 41 years old and I have family that I
And
solely
when her
connect with.
youngest sister got on a phone conversation that time, that brought tears to my eyes. That brought
And-
tears to me because I know I was the youngest girl in my family for 15 years, and
Mhm.
I know how my sisters was about me.
Yeah.
And I know that if they would have ever been, even when they went off to college and one went to fight, in a war, they always, made sure that they contacted me because I was the youngest sister. So they always made sure that they stayed in touch with me, and always looked out for
And you
me.
know
So
what?
I can't understand this.
And they
Her not
said,
wouldn't even reach out to her youngest sister. Come on now.
and they pushed the baby girl down that last time on the concrete because they was fighting, getting in between her and her family. And they said the baby sister said, I'll get her to talk to you, mama. And stepped in front of the parents. And them handlers knocked that baby down because that one witch that called in on Tim's live, she said that she was the representative for the other handlers. She wanted to apologize to him. That they honestly didn't see the little girl and they know what they're doing is wrong, but they was following orders from R. Kelly. And they just want him to fall back for a little while. They're not, and she would never say who she was. Whoever
And
this
where was
person,
Joycelyn at? And
they were
Tim when
this was that
that
courtroom
occurred.
incident when she got that all white lady. She was they was Joycelyn had the cell phone and boy looking straight ahead, and then they showed the old lady in the fur coat, and the handlers was in her ear basically like telling her, you better hurry up and get to that car, and the family was trying to talk to her and news reporters. This was before the fight, and they pushed that little girl down because they said the little girl said, Daddy, I'll get her to talk to you. She stepped in front of Joycelyn and said, like sis, and she would not look down or nothing.
And the one that pushed her down, I'd have beat her head to the white meat.
Because it was winter time. It was ice on the sidewalk. It was winter time. And I said somebody should push that old white bitch down. Excuse my language, y'all, but I'm sorry, Lord would have to give me for later.
That mess was a scene. That scene was a mess, and that mess was a scene. I remember that. That's when I knew she was gone.
And that's why it's important to instill good morals and values and principles in your children at a young age. Like these 2 grandbabies of mine, I got 2 girls, and baby, I'm grooming them well. I'm grooming them to be ready for all of this type of shit. this pedophilia shit, this controlling. No, baby.
Miss
They
Denise,
might
be
have the
careful.
right game, but they definitely gonna have it wrong too.
Miss Denise, be careful when you use the word grooming. They're gonna chop and screw this audio. Say, did Denise over there grooming? Denise over there. Man.
Yeah,
You know,
grooming them from a man named R. Kelly.
JC has a point though. She said, well, and one thing she said, the girl needs deprogramming. She said there's another issue, or maybe drinking or drugs. And that was the thing too. I was confused as to why drugs never came up, aside from the fact that they said he was trying to sell her for a brick. Drugs didn't come up in the trial too much. And you know good and well he was on drugs, drinking and drugs, and he was having these girls on drugs. JC said drugs are a powerful set of handcuffs.
Wow.
Queen said Azriel was just stronger mentally to finally break free after he went to jail after only 5 months. You don't have to be smart to get a college degree. That is true, but you do have to be diligent.
Exactly, James Harris.
But being smart and slow are two different things. Slow and smart, like you don't have to be smart, but you got to do the work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. But being slow, like that's like you can't keep up.
Well, Queen Keish couldn't have said it no better. I think she's delayed. I agree with Queen Keish. I believe Joycelyn is delayed.
Well, I'm gonna stick to the fact that I think she's just been zombied out by him with the pills, the liquor, the lifestyle, and whatever other things he uses as a cult leader to manipulate these people.
Who's on that backup channel talking about sex?
Huh? Oh, T-Bone. Must be talking. Who are you talking about? Sylvia? That's what she does best. She used to be a phone sex operator. She probably still is.
They are number some cult horn dogs. That's all.
That's a part of his cult. That's how many times we gotta say it. Him and Keith Neri, they the same person.
They all be buck dancing to be on each other.
Why are you trying to short Houston to Hugh? Who?
We all know it's you. We all know it's
Texas. Like, come on, man.
Oh, wow. So little.
Yeah, Unita, you're right. That's exactly where he is, where he needs to be, and he needs to stay. Well, he needs to go on to prison. Okay.
Yeah, he needs to go to the big house. They need to hurry up and send him to the big house. Throw him in the big house.
He said R. Kelly told us about all these missing girls. Well, hell yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
What's up, Hazel E?
Hazel E, they need to look into that Lulu case, if you ask me.
Well, basically what he was saying was, don't even look at my shit. There's all kind of missing people out there. Focus on that. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Well, you can't say that though when he got his hand in all of that. That's what my point is. I ain't trying to hear what your point is, because the point of that you really made is that he's in the middle of it. Of course, he would
know about it, about the ones that was really shackled up and stuff, because hell, he done got that behavior. He's mimicking that, a lot of those behavior and things that he did from somewhere and somebody that he got fascinated with it, and he wanted to give it a try, found out that he enjoyed it, and he took it from there. He learned a lot of their ways from it all stemmed from, I don't think it was just the way he was raised. I think it was that contribute. He fit right in with them other sick people because he already came from a sick environment. So he fit right in. It was easy to groom him the rest of the way.
Exactly. I don't know if they're finished arresting people, because too many people got outed during that trial. Too many names came up. Too many pictures got shown. We know too much about these people and what they've had their hands in. And the fact that he went to jail as an enterprise, or he's convicted as
The
an
octopus.
enterprise, these people still should be held accountable as some form or fashion on some level, in my opinion. So
I
I
agree.
still feel that if you saw something wrong, I know, reading those text messages, you saying that, oh my gosh, she doesn't look well, she should run and never come back. But if you see abuse or stuff, go call the police.
Right.
You just
You
gonna
know, at
sit
one
back
point,
and not say anything for a paycheck. If you see abuse going on, call the police. But you're not gonna do that because that's gonna blow up your paycheck or blow up whatever the hell you were getting. But you
yeah,
did say she doesn't look good. She been on the bus for 3 days with no food, no nothing. She
yeah,
should run and never come back. Who says
they
that?
thought that
Why would you
they
say
thought
that?
she was dead. They was asking, what's the Mayweather sisters? Now that we know who was texting back and forth, is she even alive? That let you know right there how severe the abuse was.
And you got to remember, it's people out here who don't give a fuck about anybody.
Mm-hmm,
Remember the guy who came on here and he was like, he was
mm-hmm,
talking to
mm-hmm.
Angelo, and he was like, what if it was your Angelo gave a scenario about that man who owned that chicken joint or whatever, and they found
Yes,
out he had been trafficking those kids or molesting those kids. He said, that ain't my business.
yep,
That
that's
ain't my business.
exactly,
He's like, well,
yep.
what if it was your kids? Well, he didn't have nothing to say, but people don't care if it don't have nothing to do with them directly, or sometimes even if it does, they still turn a blind eye. That's why a
Yep.
lot of this is happening also. People are scared, either they're scared or they just are so self-involved that they just can't seem to give enough attention to anything outside of themselves. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Boom boom dropped off.
Well, I
Okay.
know that back in the day,
Okay.
when I saw that tape, all I thought about, I swear to God, was, oh my God, that poor child. Oh my God, she must be in pain. I know that
And you
had to
knew she
hurt.
was a child. You knew she
That's
was a
Yep.
exactly
child.
what I thought about.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I thought about. Like, oh
Because you
my
know it's still
God.
people who claim they saw that and still can't say she was a child.
Okay. She was a child. It was
I
a
never
little
saw the tape.
girl. You can tell it's not even say you could tell it looked like a little teeny girl.
Yeah, I did see still pictures and she looked quite young.
Well, I didn't see still pictures. I saw the whole thing.
Hey, boom
Not
boom.
the whole entire thing, but I saw enough. And all I kept thinking about, oh my God. And that was it. I was done. And we're
You know, I
talking
had
about back in 2002. And again, like he said, back in my way, way past, he wants to be excused from that. You can't be excused for that because it's not the only one. Now, and just like when you read the Chicago trial, the upcoming, Chicago trial, they already got 4 or 5 tapes, and mine is already in there. These are different people. And then remember, and I'm going back to Avenatti. Remember when Avenatti did that press conference and he said that, if we're not talking about the same tape, he said there is another tape with a minor on there, this, being assaulted. And then he said he proceeded while he was assaulting that minor, putting in another video showing that with another minor to that person. I mean, who does that? And it's not, so it's not even to the point. It's like something is mentally broken. This is not, you're saying somebody just need to go to jail for the rest of their life. This is somebody that's mentally broken. I've never seen anything like this. Is no sex addiction. This is no consensual sex. I just don't believe any of this. This is something, and I remember what you need to have sex 5 times a day. Going from room to room is what I read on the transcript. Going from room to room, back again with somebody else. I mean, just horribly. And so once you can't figure out what to do, then you go to the next level. So I think, okay, well, this is okay. We've already done girls and boys. Let's try urine and feces, and for God knows whatever else. These girls, you degraded yourself for this because you loved him. And I remember Angelo saying that. What you going when he was arguing with somebody? He was like, my daughter was in love. I'm done.
That's what a cult leader does. It's not normal. He's, again, very high profile celebrity. You know, that in itself is a unique situation. Then we have, with that comes the money, the access, and the ability to hide these girls the way he did, because people will just do whatever he wants. And I don't think it was for no damn paycheck, because he wasn't hardly paying people. That's why they robbed him all the time.
Exactly. And I'm going back to, and I hate to even say this, going back to that video where that young lady said she put her fingernail up his, you know what? And she was all excited, telling the got concierge, "Oh my God, can you believe?" He said, "Oh yeah, I'm used to it." He said, "Look, there's that little black, whatever that they drove. There's that little black right now dropping off another girl." This is all he did.
Mm-hmm.
He spent his time trying to control women and excuse me, women, child, and boys, and maybe even men, instead of paying attention to his money. I have to go back. You made over $100 million. You should be close to a billionaire. You have nothing. You've lost 2 mansions in Georgia. You lost a big old mansion in Chicago. You've lost 2 studios. You lost all of that, and after now you have nothing. You said on Gayle King show you had $300 something in the bank. That's your first time ever going to the bank. You got these people stealing from you because you was not paying attention to your money.
And his lawyer said he couldn't even pay $25 for some transcripts.
But then I'm going back to SW. SW said they paid Canick $500,000. Keith authorized the money.
Quarter, I
So,
thought.
so again, somebody's lying. You got money. You paid Canick $500,000. You got money.
Was it a half or a quarter?
$250,000.
Just to keep
Sorry.
it on point. It's all good.
$250,000. So you got money. Keith, that she said, Keith released the money.
Canick said, "Thank you for the $250,000. I got a month, and I'm gonna do what I can."
And I'm gonna be on. He did a whole. I just think, watching her videos and kind of listening to what she said, it does make sense. I know I'm drifting off and going back over, but he didn't do a good job. He didn't do a good job
liquor
at
store
all.
lawyers. She said these 3 liquor store lawyers, liquor store.
A big case like this, and you only had 5 witnesses. You should have been laying out people. You didn't have no females. One girl should have testified for you to say he never did any of this. And of course, those other guys gonna say he's not gonna have no stranger in the room while he filming somebody. They got evidence. I raised you, B. You
Well,
get
that's
your
what
ass back downstairs. And when
Joycelyn was
you come
supposed to
back
be.
upstairs, you better look in that camera. You better fuck like you never fucked before. Pow, pow, pow. That's what they saw.
Well, look, Joycelyn was supposed to be that witness. That's what we were banking on, right? That's what everybody was wondering. Was she going to show up for him?
And
I wonder
she would have
what.
cracked.
Yeah.
She would have cracked. They would have cross-examined. They would have cross-examined her. They probably had a video of her too. They would have cross-examined her and probably thought it wasn't a good idea. But again, you love this man. You supposed to get married to him. You go to court and you defend your man. She didn't do that. The judge gave him the opportunity to get on the stand. He didn't do that. So if you were supposed to sue Lifetime, you never did that. If these people are like, you get up there and you speak your damn piece. Look, this was a goddamn family we had here. Okay. They knew coming in that this is the type of shit we do. This is fine. They didn't like it. No, it wasn't like that. You didn't get up and speak. You didn't have one woman to testify in your defense. And I'm gonna go back to Callie, whatever her last name is. The swishing and urine and feces. I remember how her mother had to get her out. Her mother had to come there, get naked because you were so paranoid that somebody was going to be wearing a wire. Get naked and get into a hot tub and just praise you and tell you how good and all this you is, how good you are, and then be able to take her daughter up out of here. That's how she was able to get her damn daughter up out of there. No parent have to go through that.
Hallie's mother, I saw her hanging out with them quite a bit in the press. I don't think her getting in that hot tub was the first time her at that rodeo.
Probably not.
Because that's how he did it. We gonna go all the way back to Aaliyah's mother. And speaking of, so we're talking about the trial, but now they're talking about this appeal that they're so excited about. They got so excited this lawyer's taking this case. We talked about this, I think, the last live that I did. But I want to play this video, or some of it, actually, probably not all of it. Let's see.
New York-based attorney Jennifer Bonjean has made a name for herself by taking on high-profile yet unpopular clients. She famously represented Bill Cosby on his appeal before the Pennsylvania Supreme Court concerning his 2018 sexual assault conviction, which ultimately got overturned, and Cosby walked out of prison a free man.
Okay, let me pause this real quick because I wanted to address this comment before I take it down. Yulita said, Big B, and he came on our panel before, says record company executives took an oath of silence. They didn't want to get dragged into it because their company interests, company stocks, etc., and reputations. And that is totally the truth.
She's correct. Remember, they said he was keeping their lights on.
Yeah, for sure. And then Queen said, I'll be busting some heads trying to leave, but I hope she gets fed up soon and leave, just like Eric Azriel. She called her dad. I bet he came running to get her when she escaped. Joycelyn and Azriel are obviously, they're just two different women. I mean, Joycelyn, the passive one, the quiet one. Some say the slow one. I don't think she's slow, but I think that, again, he used drugs. I think he used heavy manipulation, threats, and it may still be. And I hope she's okay. And that we hear from her publicly soon, or at least her family. We don't have to hear from her publicly, but Lil Red said Rashona looked like a baby in that video. Bet her dad did cry when he saw it. Oh, yeah. Boom Boom said he cried and got beat up. What do y'all think about Choke No Joke giving these R. Kelly supporters false hope? We touched on that earlier in the live. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's still trying to gun after Jay-Z and trying to tie Jay-Z into it somewhat. Like he just can't let that bone go, even though he's faking that he was accepting of some gift he got. But they'll find out soon enough. JC said, but he had another bank account with $2 million in it. Oh, that's the one they found. I'm sure that man has money all over the place. And I'm sure there's other women who he has stashed in different places too, that are still doing things for him, take care, of certain things for him. Aside from the fake sisters and the people we see publicly, I do believe there's other women. And I do think there's more to come as far as indictments. Queen said her dad passed before trial. I bet he regrets it every day. Some dad just makes bad decisions. Yeah, they gave their testimony before the grand jury. Sure did. Kanik had the competition notebook. He sure did. The blogger should have taken the stand since they know so much. Okay. And Siri's saying that she found something about the bloggers in my ear. Okay, Siri, I'm not talking to you, girl. Okay, I'm just trying to get to the comments before we get on to the next thing. Maybe the real reason she didn't testify is he wanted to punish her parents. Yeah, I could see that too, because he had that whole vindictive thing about him, or has, because I'm talking about the man like he's no longer here in life, but he's just in prison, in jail, and on his way to prison. And he's still, I think, though, using these tactics and doing this stuff. I really do. They even mentioned RSK in Greg's obituary. Yeah. They think they mad now. Wait till Chicago. Yes. Exactly. Okay. She's lucky that he didn't make her eat shit. We don't know that he didn't. I don't think we know that he didn't. The rest said these lawyers talk a good game until that evidence is viewed. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see if this woman is gonna still gonna be on board with this after she goes through all the information. R. Kelly is a monster. People are so upset that we have these views of this man too. Look at Bill Cosby's face in this video. One of these YouTubers says something like, we have to be idiots not to see this quote unquote setup. They still call this a setup, some of these people. Although I think Sylvia got the message, because the day after we broke that down in the last live, that live that we talked about, that she corrected herself. So she must have listened, or somebody told her. So good job, Sylvia. They said you dropped out. Maybe they just meant on the phone. They said you dropped out. Oh, I was talking about the panel. Okay. That's pretty damn sad when R. Kelly was in town for a concert or a record promotion that he zoned in on the youngest female in the room. According to my source, the younger, the better. Yeah. Rashana gonna send his ass away on a roller coaster. Yeah, shout out to Rashana. And I'm so glad she got the courage to I mean, whether or not it was because her family was threatened, because I wouldn't be surprised if the feds threatened to put her family in jail and her if she didn't cooperate. R. Kelly set himself up with those videos. He sure did. He sure did. Okay, so let me. Suri, you don't need to understand. Chill out. Okay.
Now she's taking on a new client, R. Kelly, who was convicted in September of sex trafficking and racketeering charges and currently faces life in prison for those crimes. Joining me now is Kelly's new legal counsel, Jennifer Bonjean herself. Counselor, happy to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Yodi.
She reminds me of Tricky Nicky a little bit.
Okay, Jennifer, so I'm going to start this conversation by asking you the most obvious question, one I'm sure you get all the time.
I love this lady. I can't say enough. Because you could tell she ain't with the shit at all.
Why would you defend R. Kelly?
Yeah.
I approach every case the same way. And I look and I say, has there been a miscarriage of justice? And in my mind, a miscarriage of justice occurs when the government oversteps, when they overreach, when they violate someone's constitutional right to a fair trial. And then I ask myself, is there anything I can do about it? Can I possibly get this individual some type of remedy, some type of relief? And when I looked at R. Kelly's case, I found that both of those things were true. And so I had no reservations about taking R. Kelly's case. What I see was a travesty of justice and how the process worked. And when the process doesn't work, the outcomes are not fair, they're not righteous. And as a result, I took R. Kelly's case. And I pass on cases, but this is a case that I felt satisfied both of those requirements.
Well, okay, so
if
she felt so strongly already about it, and why is she needing an extension to go through everything? It seems to me she already went through everything and made up her mind about it. And
I think she's an R. Kelly fan and she's trying to be part of the cult.
I agree, because mind you, she has a music background in college, and she went to college in Chicago, by the way. And you never know. They probably did cross paths at some point. You never know.
You know what I was gonna say, sis? I don't know how we will find out, but I'm sure everything will come to the light. We just might find some kind of connection there with her, with him and his camp.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, and then that'll explain it. That'll explain it.
JC says she blind. Oh wow. Yeah, she decided to take the case. F the black girls that he victimized, right? This is what I have a problem with. Stay out of it. This is not your business. Like, that's how I feel about you, Bonjean. Like, I'm okay. Let me just.
The government abused the RICO statute in order to get around issues of statute of limitations, right? And so for people who may think I'm talking legalese here, there were accusations for decades against R. Kelly. Those accusations, cases, whatever it may be, were old, and so they couldn't be tried in a court of law. But to get around that, prosecutors used this statute, the RICO, which most people would associate with like big drug lords, to get around that in order to get R. Kelly on these charges. That's what you're talking about when you're talking about a miscarriage of justice, correct?
I mean, it's more than that. First of all, the government could have charged R. Kelly along many years ago, many times over, with whatever crimes they believe that he committed. Now, they didn't do that many times. We know there was a case back in in mid-aughts out of Cook County, and he was found not guilty of that case. But the government could have brought charges, and they chose not to for whatever reasons. And now they have brought charges against him under the RICO, which, yes, was designed to get at criminal enterprises, mafia, large drug operations run by gangs. And they are doing that, yes, to plead around the statute of limitations. But even more problematic in my mind is they use this statute in order to overwhelm the jury with other crimes evidence or other bad act evidence. It doesn't even have to be another crime. So really what they're doing is putting someone's life on trial. And that ends up being not really a fair fight. It's one thing to defend against a specific charge. That is fair. But when you bring in these crimes, these alleged crimes under the RICO Act, you're really putting someone in a position where they have to defend 30 years of their entire life. And that, I think, is not a fair fight, because it doesn't give, you don't have fair notice on what they're coming at you with. There's allegations that date back 30 years.
Okay. You don't think it's fair to do that if those charges have been patterns of behavioral patterns over all the decades? It's not like it's just nothing's been happening with this guy except for in the 90s and today. No, this stuff has been going on throughout all of the years. And for her, she's disturbing. She is so gung-ho. And she also took on Keith Raniere's case. And he got sentenced to 120 years. So it seemed to me she would take that case on and see what she could do before she came and took on R. Kelly's case. And his case is still hot off the damn bench press. They ain't even sentenced him yet.
She seemed like she's talking more about the RICO. She thinking that he shouldn't have been charged with the RICO. And I don't want to hear anything about 20, 30 years, because this is still stuff that is still occurring right now. So it ain't 20 or 30 years. So you're trying to say she sound like Greenberg. If this is old. First you said it never happened. Then when you got evidence, so it happened. But now you're gonna say that it's past the statute of limitation. No, it has not. It doesn't make a difference because you're still doing it.
Well, that's the reason.
When the Chicago trial come, maybe she needs to see some of those videotapes. But again, let her do her job. He've already had 5 attorneys. So
the RICO is the reason they could go because of the statute, regardless of the statute. So that's what her point is that they used it, but that's how the law works. She knows this as an attorney. You use the law to your advantage. That's what people do. That's what attorneys do all the time. She's mad. So this is becoming a pattern for the government, apparently. They figured out a way to get around these assholes and get them using the law. So she apparently is taking on this type of appeal because it's worked for her in the past. And she's making more of a name for herself. I ain't never heard of her before Bill Cosby. Even when that happened, it was her and a whole bunch of other people. I was more focused on that black man. But she is, okay, first of all, you got to look at the fact. She has her own firm. We went over this last live. I showed her website, right? She's on the up and coming. She's trying to come up. Like, it does. This makes more sense. It's free advertising. JC said you can't buy this type of advertising. With R. Kelly's case, as hot as it is, or case is, of course.
And look
she's
what happened. Look what happened to Nicole Becker. She went home. Show up on sentencing day.
She went home and buried herself in a pile of cocaine, child. She couldn't deal with the loss.
And remember, she said all of that in the opening. You will find my client guilty, not guilty. And you barely even heard anything else from her after that.
You ain't heard nothing from her. Where is she? Well, you know that article I read, I think it was out of the Rolling Stone. I don't remember. They talked about, remember they interviewed the lawyers after the fact. She did speak on some things, but we ain't seen her like we saw her before.
Nope, I just read how they was fighting, infighting. Come on now. You got a huge case coming up. There shouldn't be no damn infighting. Do your damn jobs.
Government should have stepped up before now, but it was a chunk of money Trump handed to the feds to go after human trafficking. The law works for the victims. It wasn't there to better the defense. Exactly. Patricia Martin, welcome. Spitting Fire reported on her channel had been talking with Jennifer Bonjean before she found out that she was taking his case. I'm sure she was. They were on a hunt to find an appeal attorney for him.
Didn't Winbush say lead?
Stay out of his business.
Stay out of it. But
you know what I believe? I believe the word is getting out. Cannon told them attorneys, y'all want a quick $250,000? Cause y'all take this case, because I got a quick $250,000 real fast. And you seen how badly I failed them, but that was a free $250,000. That's what the word is getting around. Want to get some money real quick and get exposed and get your law firm recognized? Take that R. Kelly case. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, she's supposed to be a good friend. Her and Greenberg worked together a lot in the past, too.
Oh, see what I'm saying? That's the connection, y'all. She's a super fan. She want to be a cult member. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out some more dirt on her ass.
But that's okay, because Greenberg is off the case. Is he or is he not? I don't know.
Well, officially not yet, but I mean in Chicago, but I don't think he's going to be taking that. I don't think he's going to be litigating.
I think he just likes going on air and saying that because he know what the outcome probably going to be.
Yeah, this woman is just. My thing is with this type of thing, because she used to be an advocate for victims, for rape victims, even before she went to law school. I think she was like, you know, in that advocacy, you know, sector. And my thing is, did she even consider the victims?
So I don't think so. I think you know, me and my brother had a nice little powwow. My brother said, well, you know, these girls could have left anytime they want to leave. So how is that? How does that make them victims if they could have walked out the door?
Cult members. It's a cult. Do you not understand? It's a whole psychological situation. Does he not understand? People don't get that. Brainwashing. This is clinical. They had the psychiatrist on the stand.
I understand that, but it's hard to convince people, just like regardless of the transcript. He find it hard to believe that R. Kelly, this big mega million superstar, crawled on his knees and unzipped somebody's pants and gave them a blowjob. You're lying. Here it is right here. It's read. It wasn't rebutted. That wasn't rebutted in court. I read the transcript. It kept moving. So now it went to, oh, okay, well, he likes guys now. That's your rebuttal.
How about boys? And I heard Sylvia say, you notice they say underage, John Doe was underage, but they didn't say his age because they know 17 is legal in Chicago. So that tells me they condone that behavior. 17 is a child.
Going through the drive-thru, picking the guy up in McDonald's, telling him to bring his friends, came there with your parents, and then told him, you can come back, but don't bring your parents. Why would you do that? Why would you want somebody to come there and not bring your parents? What are you willing to do for your career? I can carry stuff, learn it. No. Let me put this another way. What is your fantasy? That's not a mentor. That's a predator.
And that's why he got found guilty. Yulita said Big B attended USC on a basketball scholarship. You need to bring Big B needs to come back to the channel.
Who in the hell is Big B?
Her brother. Remember he came on? He's in the industry.
Oh,
remember
yes. Tell your brother, hello.
You married.
I'm saying hello. Wait a minute, hold on. It's Fiesta.
Fiesta. I don't want to sing that shit. Now stop making me sing that man's songs. All right. She said R. Kelly knew this about Big B, and whenever in town pestered him for a game, B never did. Because B is smart. That's why. I asked why. He says simple. The brother's foul. See, that's the thing. Because he's not a parasite or somebody who's trying to get something off of somebody. Because that's anybody who's dealing with R. Kelly, I think, thinks that not anybody, meaning the girls, meaning men like Big B, who's in the industry, who can be convinced to do things for R. Kelly. When you're not really you're not looking at somebody like, what can I get off of him? Oh, I bet you if I link up with him, he can put me, like, he's not about that. And that tells you a lot about a person's character. The people who were around R. Kelly, the enablers, the people who were on the stand, the people who got mentioned in the courtroom and pictures shown, even if they didn't show up, people who did show up for him, who were sitting in the overflow room, the man who came and dressed him every morning. These people's characters are trash. These people are, I don't even know what to call them. They just suck. I think they're soulless, personally, just like R. Kelly. I think you have to be a soulless. You're not even
Remember
human.
the one guy said it was a hostile work environment. He came here to play instrument. He didn't lift one damn instrument. But what he did do is pass a note. If the wife was coming around and the girlfriends were coming around, you had to pass a note to him to say important to move the girls around so your wife wouldn't see. Really? You're just such a straight up man. This is what lovely.
JC says he hasn't been officially removed. Oh, talking about Greenberg in Chicago. And says he is still Kelly's lawyer and he represented Kelly in Chicago on motion since he was convicted because he needs that clout. These lawyers are self-employed entrepreneurs who need to do whatever they can to raise, income. What was I gonna say?
And yes, he did, Linnaeus.
Raise their status. Huh?
No, I was looking at your message. Yes, he did, Linnaeus. He said that. And not only that, he said, yeah, because, he probably spent the rest of his life in jail. That's what Greenberg said. He already knew it. Exactly his last interview, I saw him. Yeah, Chicago's going to be a beast. He most likely, at first he said, we're waiting for that to come to see how many years he get from the New York. He probably going to spend the rest of his life in jail.
And he sure will. I'm going to tell you that. And his life, we don't know how long that life is going to be either, but it's going to be spent behind those bars. Ulita said he ain't married no more. Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Well, we enjoyed him on the panel. That's all I'm saying. You know, we would enjoy him to come back.
And I was just saying hello. Why would
You
you try
said
to
no,
put
you
me
didn't
out
just say
there?
hello. You said hello. You got your kitty.
Hello.
You were purring at that man.
Hello.
Oh
Fiesta.
shit. Here, let me finish this thing.
And there are sometimes it's very difficult for particularly high profile people. 30 years. Oh, do I even know this person? Where was I? How can I defend against that? So it's not a fair fight. And then they brought claims under the Mann Act. And the Mann Act has been historically problematic, and it was no less problematic in this case as well. So I believe that the government misused those statutes in order to gain convictions against R. Kelly that were not fair. And there's much that the jury didn't hear that they should have heard.
What did they should have heard?
And not only that, you cannot go back.
Whatever they did here is what got them to say that he was guilty.
Exactly.
What was that?
And you cannot, there's no new evidence you can bring, but you can only go by what was in the transcripts. He had his opportunity. He said nothing. When they showed those last final, and look at the transcripts, when they showed those final videotapes, he never came back with a rebuttal. So that was the last thing that the jury saw: urine and feces and "shut up, bitch." Pop, pop, pop. That's what they saw.
Exactly. Exactly. So what they didn't
What
see
evidence?
What did they not see that's going to counter what they did see? That's what I want to know. What is so compelling that you, Bonjean, who was preoccupied with Nexium, Bill Cosby, or whatever else you've been doing, to all of a sudden now hop over here just like Choke, last minute late comer, and decide that this whole case, because you didn't have your eyes on it, was unjust and unfair, and you gonna undo it all because you Superwoman, right? I can't wait to see
Anybody who ignores abuse, I'm done. If you, I don't care if you're trying to say something happened 20, 30 years ago. Anybody that ignored, oh, I'm sorry, he did that 20, 30 years ago, but right now, after that, he has gotten himself together. He has not done any of that anymore. I dare those people bring up some stuff from 20, 30 years and try to convict this man.
I agree with you, JC. She says she's lying because the way she was looking, I was thinking that too. She was closing her eyes, looking down. I agree. You can tell body language. She does not believe what she's shoveling here. I'm telling you right now, she's doing this for other reasons, just like everybody else who has their claws in this thing. From Greenberg, I'm talking Kanik, all this stuff is all these YouTubers.
But so in this, remember, prior to the going to trial, he's innocent. He's gonna walk up out of there. He didn't do anything wrong during the trial. He's innocent. He's gonna walk up out. He's coming home, guys, or coming home. He hasn't done nothing, and then found guilty. Now what? We didn't have anything to do with this. The jury decided they found this man guilty. If you felt that somebody was lying on stage, that was on the stand. I said the stage. If somebody was lying on the stand, that's what you gotta that's why you got an attorney there. That's what the defense was there for. The defense was there to rebut all that. So I gotta go back to SW again. While they're sitting up here talking about RICO and all of these other charges that you should have been rebutting, you're sitting there talking about, were you able to eat? How many times you go to the bathroom? If you had to pee in the cup and all this other little stuff. They spent 9.5 hours with the rebuttals and closing. You spent 2. They rolled in baskets of evidence, 2 baskets. I'm sorry, you had a notebook. I don't understand this. So again, they have 45 witnesses. You have 5. This like you said, this is a huge case. Where were these people at? Where were these celebrities at that's going to defend this man? Where was all these people that's going to defend this man at? That one celebrity spoke up. Only the celebrities that spoke up was who? Let's see. Lady Gaga pulled her shit. Um, Celine Dion pulled her shit. You have been cut from multiple. You lost your YouTube channel. You know, but again, they said your record sales went up over 500% since you was found guilty. But again, once you found guilty, they're all a lawsuit. So you might as well say stand in line. You still got the IRS. You got a lot of shit on you. You know, it's a lot. But again, you have to be held accountable for something. Everybody is not lying. You just gonna say everybody's lying, and you didn't do one thing wrong. It's okay to control multiple women, beat them, tell them they gotta look down. Even the Mayweathers or whatever, Diana Cole, all them basically said similar things. Let's see. You get on the elevator, and if for God's sake a guy get on there, you got to turn again to the wall. Why go through that much controlling? You should not have to. You are in a relationship. This is my man. Okay, I like to have multiple girlfriends. Okay, this is my man. These are my girlfriends. Why they can only cheer for you in the basketball court? Why they can't? If a man walk over there, you gotta turn your head. Why you gotta wear baggy clothes? Why go through all that control? Just have a normal relationship and keep it fucking moving. But you can't
Because it's
do
a
that.
cult. It's a cult.
I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. This is what he probably feels that he cannot admit that he did anything wrong. Not
Dude,
one
if
thing.
this was Jim Jones, they would have drank that Kool-Aid and be all dead. All of them. The YouTubers too. That's probably what he needs to do is make some damn Kool-Aid. Just cleanse this whole situation.
And remember that last video that Ass was talking to him on the cell phone and he was crying and he said, you gonna send me to jail. He knew. So let's say everybody else jumped ship, left, whatever they did, and you had two individuals left. You had two individuals left that you confide in that knew where all your tapes were. They knew what all the evidence were. Just like Joycelyn knows. She knows. So my God, I got one gone. I got to make sure that I keep the other one locked down. There's no reason that if you're a decent person, okay, I'm going to jail. I might be getting a pill. You know, we need to probably end this. Go on home to your family. You're going to devastate that child. So, I mean, I don't know. I just can't answer that. But I will say, when the Chicago trial come up and exactly what you read and exactly what a whole bunch of people have read, they already got the tapes. They got the people in the tapes. You're clear. You're right there. It ain't your brother. It ain't not you. It's you in those tapes with these men. And not only that, you repeated in the video. You said 10 times. Let me see that 14-year-old pussy. You said it in there 10 times. 10 times you said it. So I guess what is this? What's the 14-year-old asked for? I don't want to hear nothing about somebody being fast or grown or whatever. You are the adult. You should have known better. As an adult, a child cannot consent. Yes, some of the girls did lie about their age, but guess what? They did tell that on the stand. They said it under oath. Yes, I lied about my age. Once they lied about their age, they should have been gone. Look, I don't want this no more. But no, you continue on seeing them. Tha Dopess, you had a fake ID in this. They found a fake ID in one of your little safes in the little store. Why would you have a fake ID with her age in there? You paid that girl $1 million settlement. You paid multiple people $250,000. Why? And the hairdresser got $600,000. Why did you pay? If you did not do anything wrong, why did you pay all these people? I don't want to hear. Somebody wrote in the comments one time. well, he paid that money because he's a big celebrity and he didn't want nothing to get out. Okay, you're not gonna pay that kind of money for nothing. Now I will see if maybe one little case, or let's just say, hey, let's NDA, let's keep it to ourselves. No, but you didn't do that. You got multiple. I think there's 6, it may be 5 that you paid all that money to. And then, like I said, Tha Dopess got $1 million settlement. Why are you paying them? She told you what her age was. She told you she lied about her age. You said what? What the fuck you telling me that for? Just say you 19. So you already knew.
Of course he knew. Let's keep it real. These men, these grown ass men know good well they dealing with children. When you see these girls, they look like children. These girls look young. Azriel looks super young. What's her name? Geronda looks super young. Leaving high school, ditching high school to come to your trial. Come on now.
And reading all that stuff in her book, the
I sure will,
childhood
Rita.
trauma she went through, trauma after trauma.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna mute for 1 sec.
Okay, so I can't see the chat, guys. I don't have my other iPad open, but I'm saying I read Tha Dopess's book, and this child went through it. Prior to her even going to R. Kelly, she had horrible trauma in her life. You thank the God every day that you didn't have to, we didn't have to go through that type of trauma in our life. Your parents knew where you were. We had curfews. We had to be in this house at a certain time. I mean, I just feel bad for them. I feel bad for all of them. And again, I hate to repeat myself, but I remember I saw the tape. They were selling it at the flea market. And not only that, I remember this guy used to always bring us bootleg tapes to to my job. And we talking about back in the day, back in the day when we used to get the videos where you could see the people's head in the movie theaters. Back in the day, those type of videos. He used to always get the new movies and bring it. And I remember him saying, I got that R. Kelly sex tape. It was horrible. I never expected to see what I saw. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. And like I said, all I just kept thinking about, oh my God, this child must be hurting. This is terrible. You flash that little girl a few little dollars and stuff and just call me daddy and open up your mouth and you pissing in this urine in somebody's mouth. This is a young child. A young child should not be having no sex. You can just see this disgust on her face. Like, it hurt, but you didn't care. And you just kept it going and kept it going and kept it going. And after that, I never really cared anything for R. Kelly. I didn't care about I never bought. I swear to God, I told Goddess, I just discovered Fiesta. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, she didn't know Leah's music.
I sure enough did. I'm sorry.
Houston came up in here again, talk about that wasn't R. Kelly on the tape, and I think that's what we remember. We were saying, what are they gonna say? Remember, we were saying, what are they gonna say in response to the Chicago case with the sex tapes, with the tapes, with the minors? What are they gonna say? There it is.
About that, Houston.
It wasn't.
He filmed everything.
They're saying Houston. It wasn't him. That's their answer.
Everything.
It's
multiple
him.
women who don't know each other, Houston, said he walked around with a huge bag of duffel tape. Come on now, you know this.
Love is Fair said, Houston, let me guess. It was Damon Pryor. F out of here. And they saying it was bootleg videos. That's the other thing. Digitally manipulated.
No, they weren't. It was him, clear as day. You can tell that the tape, you can tell that the tape has been it's him. He talking and everything else on there.
He's saying if Chicago got all these sex tapes with underage girls, why didn't they have trials first?
Oh, so what difference? Houston, do your research. Do you remember that
they indicted him first?
Prior to that trial, they actually confiscated a whole bunch of tapes. However, They dropped it because they say they didn't have the correct paperwork to seize that information. So you do your research. They didn't have the correct, but don't worry about it. I am not going to sit here. I know what the fuck I saw with my eyes. So guess what? You wait till the Chicago trial come.
He talking about Chicago
Everybody
asked
said they had a duffel bag.
He said
He had a
Chicago
duffel
asked
bag.
New
He
York.
carried around with him.
He said Chicago asked New York to help with their case. Chicago asked New York to help with their case. Well, I would ask them
that.
This is what Houston saying just now.
Okay, that's it. Houston, get your ass on the panel.
Nah, yeah, come on in, Houston.
Come on the panel.
Hey, let me drop the link.
You get on the panel and tell us your research. You remember, we know this. We know we've been doing research. We're not on here for cash apps. Oh, speaking of that, I need my other iPad so I can send a few dollars.
I agree, Yulita. I mean, just to think about him and those babies with his herpes infested, and he also had, didn't they say gonorrhea? Was a syphilis? What else did he have?
And believe me, your leader, he looked young. He was young then, but she was a baby. He had a little nappy bush. He was young. He looked much young. He was young. He looked just like he looked in that jail picture back then. Practicing. Believe what he was practicing. He set the camera up. So that little, if you see on some YouTube, let me tell you what I remember. God, Lord, I want to scratch my brain out. This is what he practiced. He sat down. He put and he was just, this was getting new to him. He was just, you can tell of somebody that's getting started out on the camera. Because first of all, you be like, what is that? And then you see him positioning himself with the camera and actually making like moves, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna do it right here so I can be able to see it. And next thing you know, he came back naked. And then he had her. So yes, it was a child. So I guess those hundreds and probably more tapes they got that he made this. So I'm sorry, Houston or Hugh, because I can't see the chat. So I guess all of those tapes that he had sitting in his storage, they not him. Someone, some invisible monster went to his storage and put those tapes in there of him. So they got all these girls in there with his videotape, but they put them all in there. That's not him. Sorry.
Listen, wait till the jury gets a whiff of them tapes, child. Wait, just wait. With the testimony too.
And that's what they did last time. They had the tapes. That's why they didn't.
But they didn't have the testimony. They didn't have the girl. That's all.
But they got her now. And I'm sure you did your research, Houston. Her and her family already testified to the grand jury. Now what? She already testified. This is nothing. Everyone knows this. Everyone who's done their research knows that her mother, you know, rest in peace, her dad, they already testified to the grand jury. They already did that. So they know it's her. Everybody knows it's her. Even remember the interview you had, how she was so embarrassed that everybody knew that was her on the video. And what did they do? They took her out of that school. She was embarrassed.
She had to get out. Can you imagine high school? Well, she barely was in high school. Yeah, hella embarrassed. It was her.
Especially at that age.
And that disgusting shit he was doing. Not even adults was doing that type of shit, let alone that kid.
But I guess Sparkle was lying too, remember? The feds called her down there and said, we got a videotape. We would like for you to see who was on this videotape. She couldn't believe it was her niece. So again, everybody just making up these lies for nothing. Ain't nobody lying on him. All we doing is just talking. The jury convicted him.
Let's hear some more of what she got
lawyers. If you couldn't get him out of this, there's nothing we can do.
This is why I'm curious as to what, and that's why I'm curious as to what she has to say, because like we have been saying, first of all, that trial was a lot. It was a lot of evidence
that we never
witnesses,
even heard before.
a lot of shit. Okay. And now here she's coming in here after the fact on her high horse, like she has the magic potion to make it all better. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But let me hear what else she's talking about.
Jennifer, I'm a lawyer. Understand what
Let her
you're
know.
saying,
I'm a lawyer too.
and I'm able to think about this in a logical, obviously legal way, setting aside my emotion. But for the lay person, the person that's watching right now, and watched our coverage of R. Kelly's trial, who believe that he's finally being held accountable for abusing Black women and girls, they don't care about a fair fight, right? They be creative. They're probably thinking, hey, however way the government could do it, they finally did, and it's done. I don't care. Explain why it matters to everyone ultimately that we essentially, there's a checks and balances when it comes to prosecution.
Yeah, that's right. And I can appreciate that there's emotions that run high and people don't necessarily value how the government goes about getting what they consider to be justice. But when the government runs amok, right now it's R. Kelly, tomorrow it's somebody else. And maybe it's someone you care about tomorrow. Maybe it's a loved one of yours.
I was going to say that too about her, is that I feel like too, either there could be special interests who are pushing her in this direction, because there are people and special interests, I'll say that again, who don't want this to be a precedent for others, which is what she's saying, is that, oh, well, if it's going to be him, this, that, right? Which is true. But at the same time, who's going to have the type of evidence that he had against him? Who's going to have the decades of behavioral patterns that he has had publicly and on record? Some things he didn't even remember. That Miami bus that happened, and they just had to basically drop it because because of the warrant or something, some technicality. Now that in itself, he was on video tapes then with pornography. He had child pornography at that time that they had caught him with. I don't remember that ever coming up again. And so I don't know if they can bring that up again, but this lady is concerned about her future clients, and again, about making a name for herself. She's still on that too. I don't think she believes it's not about him being innocent or him not having done it. And she didn't say, I don't think he did it. She just saying that she thinks that they went about it in a proper way.
I agree. And again, he's entitled to an appeal. I remember back in the day, we all said we want to make sure this man had a fair trial.
Yeah, exactly. And we could think it was fair. We're not lawyers, right? But I do feel that the diligence that was put forth with trying this case, the judge, I don't believe that they would have allowed the opportunity for a Bonjean to come in after the fact and unravel what they did. I think that they were, I think that they had an ironclad, everything that they did, I think they did it in a way where it couldn't be undone. But again, Bill Cosby, that was a shock, even though that was a technicality, a whole different situation. It's just going to show that this type of person, this might want to call her a forensic researcher, because they're going through everything and they're picking everything with, like, they're looking for a needle in a haystack. Honestly, that's how they're looking at this. Like, we're going to find that needle in this haystack and we're going to get him off, because that's really going to make us superstars. Can you imagine? And that's also going to put them on a target list also, because those victims deserve this justice.
And so I'm looking forward to the Chicago trial.
Oh, thank you for the super chat, super sticker. Thank you so much. The Warrior Fund appreciate you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna go back again to the last video when you got no rebuttal, and then you came back, and your only rebuttal was Martin Luther King Jr. That was your rebuttal. I remember reading how the press and everybody was just gasping like, oh my God. This is your rebuttal. You see a horrible videotape of feces, urine, and you're going to say Martin Luther King. And then I remember somebody put in the comments and said that, well, you know, Martin Luther King had a kinky. Like, I don't. This is you. I'm not. This is why I'm not going on nobody's channel. I can't do this. You say you. It's okay for him to tear that little girl apart, but your rebuttal is, oh, that was you're bringing up some outdated tape. So you're telling me it's okay for a grown man to sleep with a little child, take a virgin at that, ain't no sex. It's horrible.
JC has a good kind of theory here. She said, I think this is about Trump and his future and his cult, because mind you, Trump wasn't gonna get his man what do they call it with the president? A pardon. He wasn't gonna get a man a pardon, but he could be working behind the scenes.
But hold
to
on
make
for
sure.
a second.
Wait. But he could be waiting.
If
But
he
he could
had
be
the
wait.
money-
Before I forget, because I'm gonna forget. But he could be working behind the scenes to make sure that he has that this thing doesn't affect him in the future, because you know his name has come up in a lot of stuff, and he's himself going through stuff within his own administration, you know, within the law. So, but go ahead.
I remember, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel's show when he was saying Trump was passing out pardons like party favors. He said, remember, he said R. Kelly, Lil Wayne, R. Kelly didn't have no money. And he didn't have no money. But I remember the Fox News people was upset. I know you're not gonna get Lil Wayne a part. And I don't even think they even knew what Lil Wayne actually did, because he said something about he did welfare fraud or something. But
welfare fraud.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he did welfare fraud. Lil Wayne, this is what Fox do. They don't even care nothing about no rappers or any of that mess. But he had said that he was, because he had taken that picture with Lil Wayne at the White House. Lil Wayne he paid. You ain't Trump. You're not doing nothing, Trump. You have to have Trump is not doing nothing for free. He is going to be paid. And yes, JC, you do have caught people. These, like I said, they believe. So back to Fox News again. We're moving on to this. 83% of Fox News viewers think that the election was stolen. They don't see no other channel. They don't do no research. And let me just say, if that election was stolen, Trump would be in the White House. Over 70 frivolous lawsuits filed and dismissed because there was no evidence of fraud found. And yet, so everything is starting to come out now. Everything this man tried to do to overturn the election, calling Department of Justice 9 times. Just say it was some there was some fraud in there. And me and the other Republicans will take care of the rest. You tried to get Mike Pence to not certify the votes on January the 6th. You were jealous because all those people, Trump loves attention and crowds. He has to be relevant. He has to be in the news. That's why he had that January the 6th. And again, Mike Pence said on that floor, did you get my letter? Whatever. He said he was going to do, but he was still a part of it too now, because he did try to do everything he could to overturn it. He thought that, okay, if he didn't certify this, and then you had Republicans going along with rejecting everything, that didn't try to certify those states. And, every time they brought up a state that what you thought you was going to win all the states? So again, these people believe that these people still think he's a president. You got the conspiracy theory people that was just there in Dallas thinking that the QAnon, this is terrible, that John F. K. Jr. is the head of the QAnon, and him and Trump is going to come back to be Jesus, the God, the king and be reinstated. These people believe this. Just like you got other people. When you believe something, that's all you're going to believe. Nobody can change your mind. These people need to be deprogrammed. Because these people still, this day, they still walking around with Trump, that when they took Pence's name off, but they still walking like Trump is my only president. Trump is there. It's terrible. And again, just like all these people are going hard for R. Kelly, right now, our voting rights, these same states, you got people that were at the rally. These people have been these people has been elected last week in high profile positions in these certain states. So let's just say, okay, Trump, let's say if he does run in 2024, if he ain't indicted, and whoever runs up against him, they say, well, this person won. These particular peoples that he put in this, that he put there, they're gonna say, well, no, we don't like it. Trump won. This is how raggedy it's gotten now. The Republicans 4 times in a row, every time they bring up the voting rights, they decline it because they don't want anything. They don't want any black person to vote. They don't want this. And I hate to keep getting on this because I was so mad at that Virginia election. I just lost my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is what we should be concentrating on, our rights. R. Kelly never fucking vote. He could give a shit less about voting. People who, and I'm not going to say this is all people, but people, rich people that live in a bubble and got their lifestyle, they can give a shit less because guess what? They rich, they moving on. The only thing that Trump did was cut taxes for the rich people. That's it. He never got. That's why Biden kind of tooted, made a little joke, because Trump they had so many videos of Trump coming out there, infrastructure week. He never did infrastructure. He never got the health care. None of the stuff. He never got the fucking wall. If you talk about that little piece of shit you built, that your same person that you pardoned, you had this money going towards the wall that he embezzled the money for the wall, got prosecuted, and Trump pardoned him. I mean, it's corrupt. It's our world is corrupt right now, and this is what we should be concentrating on: doing your job, making sure that your vote counts. And I'm sorry, newsflash: everybody doesn't love Trump. Your ass was outvoted out, and I'm just gonna be honest. I would have voted for a squirrel to get Trump up out of there, and that's what a lot of other people did too.
And I think you did. I'm just saying. Lanez has a good point.
Exactly, and so did a lot of other people, because
wait,
we ain't never seen no shit like this before.
Lanez said the prison convicts will execute prison justice. What R. Kelly dished out to those young girls is nothing compared to what he will receive. 100% facts, and I hope that is the case.
And you know what, Lanez? He probably be happy up in there.
He's like, bring it on. Bring it.
Going back by that girl's book, Pace's book, and going back, he need to have sex 5 times a day. That's what I'm thinking about. Oh my God, he been in there for 3 years. What the hell is he doing? Going back to what his first lawyer said. You know, he gave him what did he give him to kind of help his cravings or his desires?
Some type of drug. Yeah, it was a drug, some type of injections to kill his libido.
Okay, so again, he probably be happy in there. So let's just think about it. He gets sentenced, or let's say he in there 20, 30 years or something like that. He gonna go right ahead and he's gonna make that his home.
Houston talking about he got to do New York time first. First before what? They're not gonna stop nothing so he could do his time for New York.
Didn't we tell you join the panel so we can hear your research?
He ain't gonna join no panel. He got his own panel. He got his own.
You can come on and say you over here. Welcome. Come say hi. Come on and say hi. Come on and join the panel and say hi.
And I guess Shaniqua Town Business, are you a troll coming in here to ask us what victims and who was virgins with your tongue hanging out? Shaniqua Town Business. Girl.
I mean, it is what it is.
You in the wrong town.
He will be sentenced. When is it? March or May?
He's May 4th.
Okay, he will be sentenced in May, and then the Chicago trial is going to be in August. This Chicago trial is not going to be thrown out. That trial going to go forward, and it's going to be. They got state and federal charges in Chicago as well. Do you know anything about that, Houston? Did you do some research on that? Get yourself prepared. You gonna hear stuff that you never probably heard before. But again, you sound like you okay with that.
Oh yeah, they just fine with it. This Shaniqua came in here with her freak tails with the tongue, and I don't understand the tongue thing, but I'm assuming just because you're perverted like R. Kelly, that's what I'm assuming is that you're trying to let us know you bout it, you with it, you, your kids, your grandkids, you giving up everybody for the man, right? What old chicks? What about the old chicks? Well, what about him? He abused them too. He's an abuser. He's an abuser. Trump followers are just like the Beehive, even MTG with a cardboard cutout of Trump rubbing the crotch.
And he had older people. That chick that was the radio station, I mean, she left at 30 years old to go live with him. She cried and everything on TV. And you got to think about it. Some people have low self-esteem. It's just that and I'm pretty sure half of these people on this panel are strong. You got some people that's not as strong. You don't know somebody else's lifestyle. People look for those. A predator looks for those little weaknesses in you. And
well, that brings up the Joycelyn versus Azriel thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And remember the girl with the fingernail?
Yes.
I keep saying that the girl that put her fingernail up his behind. Remember how he had to interview her and he said what?
Yeah.
You got any children?
Walk back and forth.
You got a boyfriend? Yes. And then somebody came in there and hugged and kissed her, but
struck
didn't go
out.
back. She was out. As soon as she
struck
said
out.
she had a child, as soon as she said she had a boyfriend, she was out because she couldn't be a part of that with no child.
But he still made sure she gave him the thrill before she left the room.
Of course, because you're gonna get something that we don't bought you here now. You gonna have to give up something. And then he moved right on to the next hotel.
Shaniqua town business. I can't get over the town business. People still praise Charles Manson. Well, I'm glad you are acknowledging the level of sickness that R. Kelly is on. Hell yeah, he still got Charles Manson was a cult leader, and Keith Raniere from the Nexium cult, still his victims were outside of the court with protesting the trial. I mean, that's the point. That is the point of just saying that this is a psychologically manipulated situation. These people have been psychologically manipulated, brainwashed. It is a clinical situation. This is why that man got sentenced to 120 years. And she's taking the case on. Like she gonna come say today she's a miracle worker, this woman.
And those were adult women, adult white women. They love that man, even still today.
They still love him today. Even the parents. He went through a whole family of women. He went through all the sisters. I think they all had kids by him. And the parents were still like, well, we love him. I mean, you can't make it up.
Jeffrey Epstein. Look, those were you young girls.
Pedophile Island.
Young girls. This man, all this money this man had, and it still didn't help him. He got off easy at first because it was a friend of a friend. And I'm sad to say this again, that worked for the Trump administration. He actually quit. That he was some kind of I think it was a prosecutor or something, and he let that man off, gave him like a slap on the wrist, and then it all came back to haunt him, and he quit. And then again, I think you did show the picture of that woman that was recruited. Did she have a black eye in jail?
Oh, Giselle Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell. Mm-hmm.
So they beat her butt up in jail. And I think she's in New York jail.
Yeah, she is.
So you sitting up here recruiting young girls, recruit this, pow, pow, pow.
Exactly. She worse than him. I mean, she just as bad as Epstein. I'm just so curious because she's preparing for her trial, and they're sending stuff back and saying, we don't. It's just interesting to see.
And they were very close to Trump. They got plenty of pictures. And they asked Trump about her,
and that's what
he
I
was
was saying.
like,
He's
"Oh,
trying
it's
to protect
unfortunate."
himself. Trump is trying to protect himself. JC said he tried to stack the courts. She said he put in hundreds of judges in 4 years, more than any other president.
Yes, and guess what, JC? And that's what and that's why he was shocked, because remember when RB, what's her name, died? RB, what's her name? I can't think at this time of morning. That judge that died, that Supreme Justice lady.
Yeah, I can't think of her name. Ruth Ginsburg.
RGB.
Ruth Ginsburg something.
Okay. So remember, she said she did not want to replace the after election, and Trump rushed that woman up in there. Rushed that woman up in there. And when these court cases, when the frivolous lawsuit cases was going to the Supreme Court, they were rejecting it. He tried to send a tweet and tried to say, put her up there, Amy Barrett, something her name, and put some fire coming out her eyes. I know she disappointed. They rejected that shit and threw that shit back. So then he tried to talk about them. You didn't put them on there for them to do your bidding, and they all rejected it. They all rejected him. So that's why I said he thought that he was gonna put them on there and they was gonna overturn the election for him. You must be out you lost. You
have to admit he did cause
November the 2nd.
You gotta admit he blew up the spot on J6 though with them people.
Yes, but this a year.
And he's leaving them behind to fend for themselves.
And he's still lying and saying it's election fraud.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think
and it's continued, but you got everybody else saying that too. So now for the call or the people that just can't believe it, they just don't believe. They don't want to vote no more. They think the system is tainted. We can't vote no more. I don't know. It's just I just ain't never seen nothing like it.
There's always been people who felt like that though.
But you know what Trumpism is? Trumpism, it allows you to bring out the best versions of yourself. The way these people are acting there, this it was always in them. They just bringing it out, like the Kerns and all this. Like it's like the little chick that one of the little ladies was at the ride. She came down there on a private jet, and she said, "Oh, I would never go to prison. I would never go to prison. I'm white. I'm blonde and I'm white." They gave her ass 60 days in jail, even though it should have been more.
Wow.
Then you got people, and then that's another thing too. You got the one Fox News station saying why Trump didn't give them prisoners, give the people, the patriots any money. He don't had over $1 million something dollars. He could grift it from everybody. He not gonna give them people a damn dime. He actually said them people look low life to him. He said people supposed to be in 3-piece suits and shit, tearing the doors down, trying to kill the vice president, Nancy Pelosi, and the rest of them.
Well, they said they were convinced that they had protection.
Yes, he thought they was gonna pardon him. So that same girl that got 60 days, she was before, because she just went to court. But prior to that, she got on YouTube and Twitter, whatever the hell she got on, saying that, Trump should pardon them. They came there because he did. Okay, I'm going to say it again. If Trump told you to jump off a bridge, are you going to jump off a bridge? I don't want to hear this bullshit.
Some of them would.
Crying in court now, saying these are the biggest mistakes of their life. They have lost their jobs. They have
they done woke up now.
They lost their jobs. Their businesses are being ruined. They getting people targeting their house and all that. But you there. You there was the breakout. You went there violently to think you was gonna overturn the election because, like he said, we got to take our country back. This is so. Well, how you gonna take your country back? By violence? You let somebody. That's how we started as a country. Say, you let me get because I'm white. So let's see what's gonna happen.
We can't, violence is what America's all about. That's how America came to be America. You know that. But child, back to R. Kelly, Shaniqua Town Business talking about let's be real, the charges are outrageous. What you think that the charges are outrageous? That's the whole point. He's outrageous. His behavior is outrageous. His crimes are outrageous, and they are crimes because he's convicted now. A RICO charge, though, and that RICO charge worked, didn't it? Sure did.
Did she ask, was we at his house? Were you there?
Right. Were you?
They got videotape.
He videotaped. We don't need to be there because he videoed everything for us. I'm still working through these. Hold on. He said he's
I
gonna
know,
get it started.
JC, devastated. I should have never watched it.
Okay, Lynette says she's a retired correctional officer. She knows what she's talking about. And he ain't gonna be
girl,
happy.
keep us updated. Some friends.
Just don't tap into the system, though. Oh, wow.
He might be in there singing Fiesta.
Oh, shit. I bet you he's singing a whole bunch of stuff right now. JC said, I think Trump put the money to the feds for trafficking to get rid of his biggest problem, his good buddy Epstein, and I think he had him killed in federal jail. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised by that either. Epstein wasn't safe because he buried he know where all the bodies is buried.
That man had an Allen. How much money do you have to have an Allen? Jesus.
Shaniqua, you saw whatever tape you saw that you said was hella bootleg looking. Must have been everybody else said it was him for sure. So whatever you saw must have been a bootleg. I
saw a tape. It wasn't. Yes, that's right. It was a bootleg tape. It was copied over, but I saw it. It wasn't like a fuzzy tape. I saw it. It was him. It's the same shit they show on YouTube. Him practicing how he humping. It's the same tape. I mean, why are we sitting up here talking about this to this person? It doesn't make it. We did not convict him.
They represent.
Call the feds and call Homeland Security, and you can tell them that. Call the jury.
Hey, this person represents so many people on YouTube. So you're not just talking to this person. Dave Chappelle was right. Love is fair. She said he did that. R. Kelly did that shit. I think after New York laid the hammer down on him, Greenberg is going to tell R. Kelly to take a plea. He don't listen to Greenberg, though.
I think he already probably told him to take a plea. That's why they probably got rid of him. Because Greenberg ain't dumb. You got videotape. And guess what? We ain't talking about the RL videotape. They talk about other tapes where you can see nice and clear the ones he did on his iPad. The one he did of Fake Rogers and the rest of them. Everybody he had the video. He walked around with a duffel bag. They said that. Them girls said that on the stand. He had the one girl, I have to go back to Surviving R. Kelly. He walked around with a duffel bag. She didn't want to tape of herself. He taped everything. Everybody said they videotaped, even the guys.
And I know you don't know rap music. This is why I call him the original duffel bag boy, and that's a homage to Lil Wayne. Yeah, that project, little duffel bag boy. R. Kelly will continue to be safe in prison as long as the money continues to flow from royalties and his fan base. Sylvia.
And yes, we are debating.
Hard
This
G,
is what this
it's
channel
lame.
is for. We are debating. But what we're saying is, when you say things like "Were you at his house?" that's a trigger for me, because that doesn't mean anything. Don't you think that
That's deflection at its best. Nobody was at the people who were at his house again who are now on video, okay, We know enough of what was going on in the house to where he got guilty on all charges.
Whole bunch of people say he didn't marry Aaliyah. Oh, they did. That's a fake marriage license. They proved that.
Listen, we're not going to retry the trial. We're not going to retry the case now. There's no point in doing that because we come on now. I'm only answering I'm just going through the chat. It's nothing. I'm not, we're just reading this stuff out. Man act out of pocket. Look, he's out of pocket. How come you can't look at him and question his behavior instead of questioning the man act and the RICO and this and that and how could they? But why can't you look at him and say, how could he? How could he even be accused of these things? How is it that these things have still, he's been carrying this stench for decades, as we know, of these charges. When I say the stench, I mean the stink of all the charges that he's sent and the allegations and even the rumors. I don't understand why you even are coming over here. This channel does not support R. Kelly. I'm sure you know that. Coming in here to troll knows that, but y'all want to come in here because you can't stand losing. Y'all lost.
And we didn't convict him. The jury convicted him.
Exactly.
The jury saw the tapes. The jury heard from them. That's right. A house of horrors. That's exactly what he ran. But young lady, would you get into a relationship to be abused? I don't give a shit what they. I don't. I'm done. I'm fine with it.
It's not a debate, Shaniqua.
No, but
I think Shaniqua is actually Houston, but
really,
I don't know. It's just something about the syntax. But I'm gonna say that we're not debating, honey, because you don't really have an argument. You don't have an argument. You're just deflecting. What about why weren't this? What? You're not really. You ain't said nothing. The link is in the chat if you want to come in. Hazel said, right. That was the tape. He had on a white shirt and orange reddish pants and a bald head.
That is correct.
And Queen said they have more tapes of other minors. Mm-hmm. His sex life wasn't on if his sex life might have been on trial because he was doing illegal things. If he wasn't doing illegal things with minors and such, then it wouldn't have been on trial. It wasn't no 50 Shades of Grey, though. Don't get that twisted.
And if that was the case, then the jury would have found him not guilty.
Yeah. Why is it that none of this evidence? Why his attorneys couldn't get him off? Why couldn't he get bond for 2 years? Why?
And Hazel, you're right. He did have a bald head. You're right.
Yeah, everyone's lying except him. Exactly, Queen. That's what I'm saying. Why is everybody lying but him? Beautiful Spirit, even tapes of him doing dirty work with his attorney. What tapes of him doing dirty work with his attorney? I don't know if I know about that. Exactly, Hazel. The jury has spoken. That's right, Lonnie, with the octopus emojis.
Oh yeah, they was, and I think I thought the prosecution did a hell of a job.
Ain't nobody denied that man his rights. He was rightfully held while the trial was being prepared, and he is rightfully held now as a convicted felon on sex abuse charge. He's a convicted sex abuse person, registered. They gonna have to register and everything.
And I think that's why he probably got rid of Greenberg too. That's mine too, because Greenberg could not get him out on bond, and I guess people were frustrated because a lot of people was like, "Oh my God, they treating this man so unfair. This man should at least have a bond." This is that they did that for a reason, because they knew what occurred from the 2001 to the 2008. He was out deflecting, doing everything he got to do, but making sure everything is in order. So and remember, I don't know if it's not even remember the bus driver who actually told all the stuff. He actually said it's a damn shame, and he giggled. He said they had that girl on that bus the whole time that trial was going on. Held that girl on the bus to make sure she wouldn't testify. That man is not gonna make that up.
She testifying herself now. So
She did. So, but that's what I'm saying. So you can't say it wasn't her on the tape. So when Chicago trial come and the girl confesses her on the tape, then what? Now what's the next line gonna be after that?
and there's like 5 minors in
That
that
is
trial.
correct. And we don't even know who they are.
We don't know. I think 2 of them, maybe. I think we know a couple of them. Let's finish this up real quick, though.
To keep the government honest and to keep them in check, the system has to work for all of us. The R. Kellys of the world, the Bill Cosbys of the world, and then people that we don't even know. And so my job is to make sure the government does it the fair way. And if they didn't do it fair, it just doesn't count. It's like if you cheat during a football game and you want to declare victory, you can't because you cheated. And it is my job to hold the government responsible.
This is not no fucking
and to hold their
football
feet to the
game.
fire. And I believe that was not done. It hasn't been done, but we're hoping to do it.
So
Why is she-
I've had this conversation with colleagues.
She pursing her lips together. I don't like her self-righteous attitude here. She got her lips all pursed up and she's just got her arms folded. She is evil.
Colleagues for years, and in fact, we had a conversation about it on the show a few weeks back about the blowback that attorneys risk facing from the public over who they represent. I get tweets from viewers asking why I keep inviting certain lawyers who represented less than desirable clients, and of course that question that we all get, defense lawyers get, how can you defend a guilty person? How would you respond? What would be your response to that question?
Well, I first of all, let me start by saying that that is a general question I get all the time. I don't know whether it's specific to R. Kelly or not, and I'm not here to, I don't trust the verdict that came back in R. Kelly's case. So I'm not going to say he's guilty until I believe that there was a fair process. I don't rely on verdicts where the process was not fair. So let me make that clear. I do not believe that the verdict is a reliable indicator of whether R. Kelly is in fact factually guilty. But to your general question of, how do you represent unpopular people? How do you represent people that the media has already convicted? How do I represent them? I'm a defense attorney, and that's what I do. And I believe to my core that the government needs to be held needs to be held accountable, and when they don't go about this process in a fair and just way, that is a miscarriage of justice, and it affects all of us. And I guess I just really believe in that principle. It just doesn't matter to me whether it's R. Kelly or Bill Cosby or any number of wrongfully convicted people that I have represented for years. It just does not matter. It's all the same to me, because if the system doesn't work for one, it doesn't work for any of us. And I guess I'm just really focused on that principle. And it doesn't, my view is if you're a defense attorney and you can't get with that idea, then, maybe find a different career. It's really one of the fundamental tenets of what we do.
Jennifer, I wish we had more time. I could talk about this all day with you, and I'm hoping that you do come back. But I've got time for just one question. As women attorneys, we're assumed to have more empathy for accusers. And so there's a lot more pressure on us, on who we choose to represent than, say, male attorneys. Is that fair?
Well, I think it's a little ridiculous. I mean, women are capable of anything, right? We're capable of being president. We're capable of being vice president. We're also capable of that. We're capable of lying. We're capable of the gamut of things. Why?
Capable of doing things such as what you're doing. Yeah, talking about you.
Because we're human beings. And to think that we are either this, this virtuous, perfect person versus evil, we're capable of all of it. So to say that we somehow have a greater ability to be, empathic, I think once we go down that road, that leads to a bad place. Women and men are capable of all types of emotions, motivations, and they can be incentivized by anything. And that's just how I view it. So no,
She's come a long way from her rape advocacy days for rape victims.
I guess I don't think it's fair.
There you have it, Jennifer Bonjean. Pleasure
Bonjean.
speaking with you. Thank you so very much for your time tonight.
Fuck you. I'm not impressed. Y'all arguing with this woman?
Here's my nomination for just purely
hold on.
the weirdest and most surprising.
That's your girl, Rachel Maddow. You guys arguing with Shaniqua. Shaniqua, I didn't block you because, I don't, people have their opinions, but don't be up in here arguing with folks. Don't be mad. She go get Kels off that Rico. You still going to do some time, but not. He's still going to do some time, but not life.
That must be Houston.
I was going to say Houston is Shaniqua, D. Sims. Damn, Houston. Beautiful spirit. If it's her job to take down the government, where was she at when he first got indicted? Exactly. She was too busy trying to get Bill Cosby off. That's what she was doing.
Well, I believe if Bill Cosby did not sign that little agreement saying he wouldn't get no jail time, he'd be still sitting in there. And it took her 3 years to get him out.
Mm-hmm. And they had him off on something that he literally, it was something that was obvious, honestly, like something they knew the whole time. It took them that long to get it to have it go through all the process. This is just something she jumping into, don't know what the hell. She's just like, oh, Rico, I'm on it. She has no idea what the fuck is going on.
Well, you know what? That gives her months to go ahead and review. He has the right to an appeal. Let her review and let her review. She'd be like, damn. But let her review, because this is not like Bill Cosby's case. He said Bill Cosby admitted to what he did. He said he ain't do none of this. Everybody's lying except for him. No accountability whatsoever. You're not gonna take no pieces. No, you're not gonna take no accountability. Then, and like I said, and I forgot what Boom Boom said about they trying to, what is it? Bubba and Ashante setting him up. I don't think Ashante or Bubba are even on trial for this, even in the trial at all.
No,
They're not gonna bring that girl to testify. That girl got like 12 mug shots. She knew she was old enough. She knew what she was getting into. But again, she got her fame. Her 15 minutes of fame.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's all kind of conspiracy. His money's being taken away. And he was getting ready to file a lawsuit because people were stealing money. And then they convinced the girls to go lie on him. Okay. All right. Well, we at the 3-hour mark.
No, we gotta go. I was just saying if this is the one. So they changed the headline. This is the end of the R. Kelly stuff. I guess next time we'll get into it because there's a lot going on. Ahmaud Arbery's murder trial. They had opening statements. Travis Scott had his Astro World concert was a fiasco. Yeah, on Friday night, I think it was, right?
8
deaths and so many injuries. Kyle Rittenhouse, his trial is going and full of crazy shit. The vaccination mandate, there's a lawsuit was from some states, but here in LA, you got to have that card to go into the restaurants, the bars, the barbershops, the nail salons.
So what you gonna do?
Concerts.
What you gonna do? Are you crying?
No, I was laughing.
You gonna get your ass vaccinated is what you gonna do. Then you gonna sit in the house?
I don't know. Well, because of business, see, that's the problem. I have to make it's like, do you want to, I'm on an uphill thing with my business, right? Like my business is born out of COVID. Well, being that I'm a business owner, and things are popping and now I'm faced with this because it is kind of like, well, you got all this stuff going on, but you can't do none of it until you get the vaccination. That's kind of where I'm at. So I don't know. I'll keep y'all posted. I mean, honestly, I prayed on it. You know, I'm assured that I'm good. I'm gonna be good once
Do
I
you
do
know
that.
if are you being pressed to also get a shingle shot?
Yeah, not be impressed,
Okay.
but I did see it I saw it in the news that they're trying to encourage people to get shingle. It's something else too. They were trying to say, might as well get this too. Yeah,
Well, my
I'm not getting.
arm is sore
You got
because
that?
no, not from the shingle. My arm is sore, and I'm thinking, well, I wonder if it's because of the flu shot. You know, and I'm the only one in the family. Nobody else in my entire family gets flu shot, and except for me. And I
I've
caught the
never
flu
had.
last year.
They give you the flu with the shot. I ain't never had a flu shot ever. Mm-mm.
And there it
And that's
is.
I'm trying to hold out on this thing though. I am. I really don't feel good about it. I don't think it's gonna hurt me, um, me personally, but I still believe what I believe, which I don't like it.
Well, you know
Like it.
what? We could debate this offline because this is a little bit. This was like
We
I
ain't gonna
said.
debate this. We ain't gonna debate this. But I'm gonna say this: the UK got these pills that they have now. The pills. Why couldn't they have done the pills before we had to do a vaccine? The pills.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you want to try a pill?
I'll do a pill if I get sick, because it's for when you get sick. You take the pill.
Oh my God!
It's not just taking the pills every day like a damn vitamin. And now they want you to do boosters. I'm not getting into that, but
Yes,
yeah, you're
I'm
right.
gonna do a booster too. I'm gonna do a booster.
Well, you in it now.
Fiesta.
Yeah, the pill is to treat COVID. That's what I'm saying. How come that sounds fine to me? I'll take a pill if I got COVID, but rather than get a shot because I ain't got it.
Yeah, but you know what? You know, and I'm just gonna say this. I saw a nice little documentary that they had showed when people get COVID, and not everybody, it just I'm only the people that I actually just saw was the people who had like real bad health problems. That once they got COVID, how messed up they are afterwards. You know, like this ongoing. One man couldn't walk. It took him 6 months to learn how to walk again. What your lungs look like, and these are people that got COVID, recovered, and then they had ongoing health conditions after that because of the
Yeah,
damage it does to your lungs.
they call it
That's
long
all I'm
haul.
trying to say. So,
Yeah,
and again,
and what's your point?
well,
What
I'm
is it?
just saying. Well, you
I don't
just saying
understand.
you gonna get. So hold on. You saying that it's a possibility that you may take a pill if you get sick to get COVID. But I'm just trying to say, there's some things that happen to you, and that's why I said the people that I saw, and that they had bad health conditions prior to getting COVID. So it seemed like those people. I mean, this one man was like, I ain't never felt like this. I wasn't gonna get the vaccine, and then when he got COVID, and then when he finally got off the what is it, what's the damn thing called? It's getting like respiratory. What's it? Say it, damn it. The
No.
breathing machine went home, and next thing you know, he would never be the same again. And that's basically what they were saying. So why
Well,
wait to
first of
get
all, you have to remember you're relying on media for this information. You have to understand also that you're not being told everything. They're not giving you all the adverse things from this vaccine. And I'm gonna tell you also, and I'm gonna leave it at this, that Colin Powell was vaccinated. Would he die of? What they say?
complications of COVID?
From COVID. Thank
But
you
he
very much.
also had
Thank you
health
very
con-
much, and good night. Love
no,
y'all. Till next
no.
time.
He also
Peace.
had he